like that. I had that because I had because I played Dragonflight. I did the dragon flying and all of that, and you get good at that, you can basically fly wherever. And I did that a lot.
And there's
But
more of those like little things, like remember in Dragonflight that you had to find and fly up to, and then
yeah,
that would unlock stuff for you and make you get better at flying. They have a whole bunch of new ones of those
okay, that's good.
for you to go through. I found one accidentally the other day. I was so excited.
Oh boy.
And I think what they do is they just gradually and keep increasing how fast you can fly,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. That part I like. I'm sure that must have killed Ian Hazakosis, the lead design guy. He's always hated flying,
Yeah,
and
it changes the game.
He's
yeah,
probably like physically restrained in an office somewhere,
but
just chained to a desk chair so he can't do anything.
the problem is once that genie's out of the bottle, that genie doesn't go back into the bottle.
You cannot take flying out now.
And
Now it's stuck in. People gotta freak out the
once
moment.
you have added in all these flying mounts that you had to get achievements for, or you had to rep grind to buy, etc., that you had to put time into getting, then yeah, that's gone from you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can keep coming up with turbulent air or whatever the hell at the beginning of the expansion. It's preventing you from flying. Of course it is.
Right.
And and if you bought like the middle tier edition, you just got some cool new flying mount that you can't use.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. So anyway,
Right, let's take a look at the book.
so we're live,
Wait,
by the way.
leveled up? Is Brynjar leveled up?
Brynjar is not leveled up yet.
You want to do that first?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, there are now, with the addition of this new book, there are now like 800 billion different rangers to pick from. So
yeah.
Yeah. Hang on here.
I'm glad we waited.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have options, Bryn.
So
Can I have a
Well,
deck
here's the thing. Here's what I know about the new updated Ranger. Basically, what was it? Which is like what, the 15,000th update of it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
2014.
It's ridiculous.
It's like everything is dependent upon you having to get Hunter's Mark, because there are certain features that I heard about that unless you have Hunter's Mark, they don't really work.
Hunter's Mark is a spell now. So
well, there was a spell.
Well,
before,
I know it's always been a spell.
Was it a spell before?
Yeah.
Yep.
But there's yeah, it was. That's what's kind of the frustrating thing about this, is because the thing is, because since the newer Ranger is now so dependent upon Hunter's Mark, based on what I understand, is like, because of one of the features there, I think what was it, favorite bow or something. You now get Hunter's Mark right now off the bat. But it's like, you better be sure that you have it, because there are certain features later on that, from what I understand, is like that are kind of dependent upon you having it. So,
all right.
Well, let's take a look.
But yeah, it's like they just.
Let's see the new hotness. Let's take a look at that.
Is the new book in Roll20 or no?
Oh,
it's
no.
In hand.
No, it's in my hands. Yeah. And honestly, here's the thing. I don't think I'm going to buy it on Roll20, because I kind of the way I'm scared that like Roll20 is going to overwrite the previous player's handbook.
Yeah.
In that character manager, instead of giving you the options. So I think from here on out, I think from here on out, what we'll do is we'll continue to use the character manager, and then we'll change things as we need to based on. Well, let me backtrack that. If Brynjar wants to play this Beastmaster that's in this player's handbook, he may do so. That's going to be the only exception so far to our campaign, because I want our campaign to finish in mostly 5th edition fashion. Now, that being said, once the monster manual comes out, I'm going to hit you guys with all kinds of stuff from that, because everything I can see from that looks like they said, our monsters were kind of candy ass. So we were.
So what, players have had it too good for too long. You better roll up new character sheets.
Sometimes they are kind of ridiculous. I was putting together the one shot, and I was like, all right, I am gonna use the Sahu again. However, Matt Mercer says it. And the priestess and all that. And priestess is like CR4 or something like that, and she's like a cleric. But looking into the stuff, she's got banishment, but that's kind of it. She hasn't got no spirit guardians. She stabs the spear twice. Like, girl, where is your numbers? Why are you here? So I'd appreciate some, little bit of heat on some of the stuff.
Well, you understand now why through most of our, like the second half of our last campaign, and through most of this campaign, why I've had to soup stuff up.
I know that wholeheartedly. I gotta make most of the monsters that I'm using in my homebrew game. Like, we just don't. I just don't have CR12 humanoids that can hit like a truck. I just don't have that.
So
you kind of but yeah, but for everything you kind of like, if you're trying to beef up something like this, I mean, even I don't know, Rick, you did the same thing for your one shot. I know I had to do it for what I did to do one shot with you guys. I had to basically kind of like try to readjust quite a few stat things in there because you're realizing, oh wait, if it's because the current challenge rating is so wonky. Like if it's not at a certain if your party's not at a certain level, then it's just like
I feel like challenge rating as it is now is a very bad. It's not really well tuned to how tough the monsters actually are. It doesn't take into account like what different party compositions can do, what sort of status effects they can inflict, how well they do in like as numbers versus by themselves. There's a lot to be desired.
Right.
And the saving throws are for the most part candy ass.
Yeah, I honestly, looking into the encounter calculator, like if you have like a guy who swings pretty hard, has like a +7, +8, and all
Brynjar.
that. The book is the CR calculator is not saying, oh yeah, you can have his DC for saves at like a 12 or a 13. It's assuming if you got a +8 to swing, you got a 16 on the save. So just make them the same. That's just how it is at that point. Anything else, anything lower is being nice to the party, or no, it's leaving numbers on the table. You're leaving names on the table. So I don't know. I'm hoping for more details on that. I will consider 2024 Player's Handbook as a success if it has a lot more details on how to make encounters, because I've had to learn so much on my own for that.
You really do kind of have to sort of train yourself for it,
Yes.
Exactly. And our super fan wants to know what I'm eating. I'm eating a peach that you gave me, super fan. Earlier today, I was at our super fan's house, and I was like, "Oh, is that a peach?" And she said, "Yes, I just bought those. Here, let me give you one."
Oh man, I want a peach now.
So, anywho, all right. Well, Brynjar.
Oh, right.
Here's the thing. You have to have 3 levels of ranger, okay, before you can get your primal companion. Which means you can make which we talked about, you making your, your owlbear, your
primal companion.
Yeah.
Ranger friend, yeah.
So essentially, until I get that 3rd level, he is in mortal danger.
Yes.
Well, not currently, but he could be.
Well, he is.
Exactly.
He's not right now because he's back in the city.
We just gotta get Revivify and use all those evil diamonds. Bert will be evil.
I don't want Bert to be evil.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's going to be some caveats. Okay.
Okay.
So, number 1, Brynjar, when we're going to have you make this bond with Bert. Now, when you do that, Bert will always be your animal companion. And if Bert dies, if something happens to Bert, Bert becomes tied to you. He dies when you die. Okay. All right. So until then, the two of you are kind of bonded in this. We're going to be, we'll be together forever, kind of like Fozzie and Kermit. And And so if something happens to him, there are mechanics in here for you to get Bert back. Now, that being said, Bert will not have his owlbear stats. Bert's going to have these Beast of the Land stats that are in the book. He has his own stat block.
Oh, they went with that version of it?
Beast of the Land.
Okay.
I think this is all reversed. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
It is. That's in the new book, right?
Right. Now, this is very similar to what they did with like the Unearthed Arcana Ranger. So you will he'll have what's called Primal Bond, where you add your proficiency bonus to any ability check or saving throw that Bert makes, which is good because it's your proficiency bonus, not based on your ranger level, but based on your overall level. So it's not completely useless. Now, here's where it's going to get tricky. All right, because you're already level what? What are you guys? 14 now? No, you're 12. 12.
Not quite.
We
Yeah.
could be 14. Give us
Well,
like a couple minutes, and we'll be 14.
No, I heard 14. No, you know what?
I'm adding the extra spell slots right now.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
No, I'm
whoa.
kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, so
I'll do it.
here's the thing: his hit points are tied into your ranger level. So
There's the rub.
there's the rub. Because when you're at level effectively level 17 for this? No, 15 for
15,
this
I think.
take effect, because you'd have to have 3 of those.
15. Yeah.
3 of those levels are going to have to be ranger levels for you to even do
Right.
this. And
Right.
so at that level, keep in mind, you'll be effectively at level 15. The rest of your party will be at level 15. The monsters you are going to start fighting are going to be considerably tougher.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. So this is going to be, his hit points are going to be 5 plus 5 times your ranger level. So that's going to be 5
Yeah, it's 3 levels in
times
Ranger. That'd be about 20 health.
15. That's going to be like 20 hit points.
Yikes.
So Bert's going to get creamed a lot.
It's gonna pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna get blueberried. Where he's gonna pop and his eyes are gonna pop out like blueberries. I wouldn't.
Oh no!
I wouldn't do that to Bert.
You do it to a corgi, but you wouldn't do it to an owlbear.
Now I didn't blueberry the corgi. The
Off
corgi.
screen. It was off screen.
The corgi
Off-screen
just died.
blueberry.
Yeah.
There you go. He died of a broken heart. Is that better?
I mean,
No.
Debatable.
No.
Listen, all I'm saying is when I'm game master, dogs are immortal.
Yes. True.
That's just fact.
They're just all familiar.
if they're all immortal, then they can't go to the hereafter with you.
That's true.
It's true. This is actually dog hell.
unless
This
they-
mortal
unless
plane.
they-
Yeah, I don't
Well-
think. Knowing dogs,
Well-
the dog would not be happy. In that case, the dog would want to go
Mhm.
up with you and be with you forever in the afterlife.
There you go.
So, Brynjar,
Right.
is that still a route that you want to go?
Yeah,
Okay.
for the story.
Okay.
For Bert.
I may do some adjustment. If I decide that I'm not a complete asshole, I may decide to increase that a little bit. Not
outrageously, but yeah,
not
I get it.
12 levels, but I may increase that just to get him a little bit more survivability every time he's out. But
Have Bert hit the gym.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been saying that from the beginning.
Bert's
Listen to
Bert's gonna
Bert
do
to Owlbear screw.
he's gonna do cardio.
do
All
Training
right.
montage with Bert the owlbear.
the
So
Rocky music.
if that is what you want to do, let's see here. Your ranger hit dice level will become a D10, or that's your hit dice for this ranger level, which I think that's what it is for fighter anyway. So I don't think that part of it changes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still a 10.
All right, let me actually get into the game. How about that?
Right. I think you rolled your health last time because I mentioned that it was the same, so there's no reason to delay it.
Right. I spent my attribute points to get myself up to 13 wisdom, which I think is what I needed.
Yeah, you've got there's some prerequisites in here.
Yeah.
Oh, you may not
and
even you may not even hit those. We gotta take a look.
Well, I think one of them was wisdom 13, and so I spent my points on wisdom to get my wisdom from 11 to 13.
Actually, the new book doesn't list that.
It doesn't list anything on multi-classing requirements?
No. Hang on here. There's a hill multi.
Is there a
what?
There should be a section in multi-class.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's on page 44. Okay, you must have a score of at least 13 in the primary ability for the new class. All right, so the primary abilities for Ranger are. Let me. I'm just going to pull your character sheet up real quick.
Do I need to exit it for you to open it?
Yeah. Jump out of it real quick.
There you go.
All right, so you have to have a minimum dexterity of 13. You have 15, so you hit that part, and a minimum wisdom of 13. So you hit that part. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I spent this level up on, was to get from 11 to 13.
Ooh, your saving throw proficiencies are still just strength and dexterity, not.
Yeah, I don't think for multi-classing it changes your saving throw proficiencies.
At
least that's how it was in the 2014.
We're not going to fool
that's
with.
That's why Fighter and Ranger are usually typically a good campaign.
We're not going to fool with mastery. I've decided, because I've been looking through mastery, and
that's supposed to buff everybody.
It does.
All the marshals.
Here's the thing. You guys don't need to be buffed.
No.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah.
What do you mean? Brynjar needs all the buffs.
If one of us was getting mastery, we should all get mastery. But since no one is getting it, then we're fine.
So now, when we revisit that, like when we're playing the next campaign, whatever the next campaign is, and we'll look at that then, and we'll see. But all right,
if I recall correctly, they added masteries because they took out Great Weapon Master and Sharpshooter, so people can still do some good stuff. But
dude, they nerfed damage across the board.
Did they?
They did.
From what I understand, the play test.
Like paladins can only smite once per long rest now.
Almost, yeah. It feels like
what?
Yeah.
Or it's a spell, isn't it?
I thought they can only smite once per turn.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Hang on.
It's a spell slot. You can only do that as a
okay. So you can use it multiple times. Just
I think you get one. I'd heard anyway. You have the book. I thought it was one free one per long rest.
Hang on, I may have read it wrong. Hang on.
Yeah.
From what I remember,
from what I understand is
So yeah, you have to you can cast it without expending a spell slot, but you must finish a long rest before you can use it that way again. So one time you can use it
without a free one, and then you can use your slot.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah, but smite just kind of sucks.
So you have one extra spike.
But
you can't alpha strike.
Okay, hang on.
So in other words, because since smite is a spell, that means you can only use, and you can only do one spell per turn, right?
It's not well, hang on here.
It's not a magic action, right?
No, technically.
No, you can't cast a leveled spell, more than one leveled spell on your turn.
Yep, they've made it hard once per turn.
That's right. Yep.
So
that's right.
In Thursday group, I was talking about this because we have the regular thing about counterspell and countering counterspell. So, if you're casting Fireball, someone counters you counter them. Now, under the new rules, that doesn't work anymore. You can't cast more than one spell on your turn. Now, if it goes to someone else's turn, you can counterspell. That's no problem. It's in that 6 seconds of you doing stuff on your turn,
that's probably for the best.
More than one thing. So it's interesting. But counterspell now is a con save. So
yeah, hard nerf on that, honestly.
Oh yeah.
It is a hard nerf. But to be fair, counterspell was kind of like fuck you or
it was busted
shit.
power.
One of the two.
Yeah.
It's either you're having no fun or you're saying fuck you to somebody. And that pace and peak I didn't love. I wish there was something more to do. I actually was looking into stuff like, could we do a spell that like moves a fireball or something? Say someone casts fireball on you and you use your reaction to like move it to the side so it only hits certain people. But I couldn't think of anything that like was not just like egregious or just like more higher level than counterspell. So I think having a con save is better. Probably fine. I think it's probably fine at least. We'll have to see, of course.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but if I don't know, because in the playtest they said that counterspell does if you fail the counterspell, it doesn't burn up your spell slot.
Yeah,
no.
If the person you can fire it off again. So it's a lot less like fuck you. It's a lot less of that. It's a lot less like no fun allowed.
Yeah.
That's an interesting balance choice.
Fine. I liked it because, you know, when I have characters running through and I have to go through 6 to 8 combats and they have like 12 plus spell slots, like I could burn a couple. Like throw out a counter spell. Like, you know, can't have too much fun. And then make them throw a counter spell out. Like, and they have to weigh the option of like, do I throw this counter spell out to get to secure the damage, or do I save it for stuff going on later? And sometimes it was one or the other.
They nerfed Wild Magic Surge.
Wild Magic Surge in a like a, is it more fun or is it not just, you know?
There's no more fireball.
No, what? Ruin.
You can't kill yourself level 1.
You can't accidentally kill you and your whole party.
That is egregious. I picked Cal. And I made sure to have 14 Constitution because I did the math, and on average, if I fireball myself, as long as I'm on my own, I won't die outright.
A spectral shield hovers near you for the next minute, granting you +2 bonus to AC and immunity to magic missile.
It's like the wild magic barbarian thing, which was cringe.
That one wasn't my favorite. But to be fair, a new wild magic table, I want to see it before I judge it. You know, you only have partial information.
There's art in here of the elf Queen Yolanda. Hang on, I gotta show you this.
I hear elves got a lot of lore in there.
Oh, okay.
Nobody got any lore. The species section has very little written up about anything. So this
but I heard the elves were the exception.
This is the elf Queen Yolanda. All right, and she is casting. What is this?
From Greyhawk, right?
The elf Queen Yolanda awes a red dragon. She looks like Oprah. Oprah with like face paint.
Oprah Wind Fury.
And those robes she was wearing in that one movie that no one saw. The elf Queen Yolanda awes a red dragon with her spell Yolanda's Regal Presence. And I was sitting here looking at this and I was like, I can remember when Cal awed a bunch of frost giants just by dumping out a bag of white dragon heads.
It's all presentation. It's all presentation.
Didn't need a spell to do it. It's just like, oh, this is how I roll. Thunk.
Yeah. Cal was good at intimidating people.
So
he wasn't the best at lying, but he was good at it.
All right, let's go back to Ranger here.
Yes, go back to Ranger.
Yeah. All right. So you gain the Ranger's level 1 features, which are listed in the Ranger's features table, which is your standard, table from the player's handbook, all the classes, that thing.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
That old chestnut. Yep. All right. So, spell casting. All right. Favorite enemy and weapon mastery. We're not doing weapon mastery.
I think I already have a weapon mastery anyways. The halberd. Tank. I'm not sure.
Now you have proficiency. That's different.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean, you're doing like 75 damage a turn. I think you can live without weapon mastery.
And the reason we're not doing weapon mastery for this is just because right now none of the stuff that you guys are fighting has that to use against you. I think a lot of this I look through and sometimes they nerf player damage, and I was like, was player damage that big of a problem to begin with?
A little bit. There are probably some outliers.
Craft like a perfect scenario, for stuff. Like here, my bard sent me a thing today, which actually seemed
my
not,
bard. You make it sound
yeah,
like it's your barber or your the guy that does your
my
lawn or something. My bard sent me this.
I gotta ask him. I gotta ask her if she plays D&D. But so they sent like Armor of Agathis build where you go Abjuration Wizard, so you get like the ward, so your Armor of Agathis lasts longer, and that's kind of neat. That's kind of cute, I guess, and it does work and all that. But like, I don't know if it'll damage was ridiculous. I didn't think so, honestly.
I suspect they were probably just too many synergies that were kind of built up over time, and that kind of made some builds make it kind of too easy to get out of hand. And I think they suspected that with a lot of the new changes, that would either compound the issue or they had to swing the nerf hammer a little bit.
So with the Abjuration Wizard, right, or as they're called now, just Abjurer. My thought on this one, since it's basically a blue deck for Magic, it's basically an FU class. This ought to have more options for counterspell when you do it. Like
you can just cast old counterspell.
Like Alex was saying earlier, maybe you can move the spell's effect. Or something like that. Like maybe you cast counterspell and the spell still goes off, but it goes off on this dude's friends.
Or maybe your counterspells can't be counterspelled.
Yeah. Ooh, boy, that'd be imbalanced.
That's very Magic the Gathering.
That would be so imbalanced.
Yeah.
There's a spell called it was called Final Word that has that effect, and it was rough in Standard when it was there.
I hated the blue deck. The blue deck is what made me quit the game finally.
It's a necessary evil, I've come to understand.
Well, okay. I'm going to take your word for it, kid. All right, so spell casting. Oh, all the classes know all the spells now.
Yeah, I saw there were a lot. They were all like prepared spell lists, right?
Yeah,
They're
classes,
all prepared spells. Yeah,
all the classes know all the spells. It's just you have to pick which ones you're going to prepare.
That seems easier. Some classes like Warlock and Sorcerer definitely suffered from not knowing enough spells.
Everyone can Rangers cast magic? Magic then?
Yeah,
they do.
So Ranger could technically blast a fireball?
No.
Okay.
No. What I want some of the smoke, some of the crack you're smoking. These people are protectors of the forest, Lockwood. They're not gonna know how to do fireball.
Do they do?
You said they know all spells. Oh, you mean all their class spells?
Yes.
Do they, so
okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Pause. Alex is trying to say something. Go, Alex.
It's not class spells anymore, right? Is it the spell sections like Divine, Arcane, or
Nature?
Nope.
No.
They got rid of that. They got rid of that in the places. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I thought that was an okay idea. That seemed interesting.
Everybody's a druid now.
Everybody's a druid. Okay.
Which is good because no one really likes playing druid.
This is one of the developers probably calls this Marisha Ray's Revenge. All right.
That's a new spell coming in 2024.
Well, that was one of the things in Critical Role Campaign 1. She got a lot of flack for not always making the optimal choices in some situations with her druid, because she would, not think of this spell or that spell. And then one time she goes, "Look, it's hard. I know literally all of these spells only have, it's, you can't just know them all.
Druid is one of the more difficult classes to play. That's just fact.
And
like the one, she's the one like full caster that isn't the bard who just casts Bigby's Hand all the time. She
caught a lot of flack for it, and I actually had empathy for her. Because a lot of people were like, they didn't like her character because of that, and I'm like, well, that's not fair at all. But then she played Bo in Campaign 2, and I was like, oh god, I hate this character. Anyway, So
yeah, Bo was something else.
a lot of the rules book, or a lot of the way the rules are laid out, like in the character classes and stuff, like for fighter, for example, they dumb down things for people. So now with fighter, where it says extra attack, let me see. What
They made the words very clear.
Yeah, they made the words very clear.
In other words,
like at level 20, it says
you get 3 attacks.
Class features 3 extra attacks, and then they have it they have it spelled out for you later on, like in a little blurb. You can attack 4 times instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
They probably got tired of people saying, like, if I have extra attack from this class and extra attack from this class, does that mean I can? And then they're like, no, shut up, read the book.
Well, Jeremy Crawford was the lead rules guy on this one, and I think he might have been. I don't know if it was him and Ann Perkins on the first 5th edition.
Ann Perkins.
Was it him, Ann Perkins?
I think Ann Perkins is the lady from
no,
Parks and
and Perkins. Chris Perkins.
And Perkins. He's talking Chris Perkins, yeah.
Because this one, it's just listed as Jeremy Crawford, and Perkins is listed as one of the designers. Lead designer is Jeremy Crawford.
Yes.
But Jeremy Crawford is the one that was answering the Sage Compendium Twitters. Like whenever somebody would ask a question, he'd be the one to ask it, and that was where the Sage Compendium website was compiling everything.
Yes.
Was based on what Jeremy Crawford said, huh?
He needs a break. He doesn't want to be answering as many questions on Twitter all the time.
Well, this is where all that comes into play. He's like, he knows what apparently needed more explanation and what didn't, because they really do dumb this down in here.
Well, if I've learned anything from watching just a couple Magic the Gathering meme videos on YouTube, is that people don't know how to read. So I guess there you go.
That's true.
Yeah, that tracks.
Is that true? All right.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, with any design, you should go for make it as minimally complex as possible, right? You start by making it as simple as possible, and then add the minimum amount of complexity. That's just good design. That's accessible for a wide range of people.
So, Lockwood, when you get level 2 in Ranger, you get to pick a new fighting style. In addition to the one that you have now, and they have a separate option here for Rangers, just for Rangers, called Druidic Warrior. You learn 2 Druid cantrips of your choice. Select from the Druids class section for a list of Druid spells. Guidance and Starry Wisp are recommended. Okay. The chosen cantrips count as ranger spells for you, and wisdom is your spell casting ability for them. Whenever you gain a ranger level, you can replace one of these cantrips with another druid cantrip. Now, if ranger is your thing, and this is what if you're ranger curious and this is what you're wanting to get into, I would think that your fighting style would probably be like archery.
Yeah,
Probably. Okay. I'm just saying there's options. I don't want to railroad you, Biff.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, are there strength bows?
No, there's no strength.
That's the issue that I'm going to run into. Is that, well, yes, I meet the minimum
I
requirement.
think there's one for throwing weapons. Throwing weapons, depending, can use strength if you use like a javelin.
I mean,
because I heard that there's more fighting styles now.
You've got a 15 in dexterity, dude. You're not starting off sucking. You're starting off your ranger career as a baby ranger. It's
fair enough.
It's basically equivalent. So let's see here. At level 3, you get your ranger subclass, and this is where that's when your Beastmaster part will come in, and then that's when you and Bert will bond. And
well, if you are doing fighting style, thrown weapon fighting, if that is still a thing, it is a thing in Tasha's at least, is +2 damage on the die. So if you're throwing like a hand axe, which is a D6, it goes up by +2. That goes from like a 4 to like a 6 on average. That is a D10. You're basically shooting a heavy crossbow. So
right.
You can consider that.
It says to see For fighting style, it says you gain a fighting style feat of your choice.
Oh
Yeah, they're all
So,
right. You
let me
choose
see.
it. To choose
Yeah, there's a real emphasis now on the feats from what I understand.
We are going to have some feats
because
that,
they've got like
aren't going to be
we have-
available.
we
I'll
have
tell you
learned
that.
that people like feet. So
They have
Well,
a feet fetish over at
yeah.
Wizards apparently.
yeah,
no, we
'cause
just
one of
we
the because
there's
one of the things that they want
there's some stuff. Remember, like when I had to rule on Tasha's because they had all those extra feats in Tasha's, and I was like, no, this encroaches too much on. If you wanted to do this, be that class.
Yeah, go do more.
Right.
There's a lot of that in here still because a lot of the stuff from Tasha's got re-put into here.
Do they have the feats that like require a background?
Yes, those are called origin feats now.
oh
Weird.
Oh, okay.
Those are the ones. So, like when you pick a background, you get a feat now because apparently
Oh.
players weren't
Yep.
weren't powerful enough to begin with.
Okay.
Well, they did nerf damage across
Yeah.
the board apparently.
They
yeah, but you don't, but it's not, but they do limit it. I'm sure. Yeah, but
I think it was more like no one really used their background feats. They didn't feel very useful.
they did.
Hey, I stayed in a church once.
So anyway, I'm trying to find the fighting feats. What what options you'd have? Oh, here they are. Hang on here. Oh, okay. So there are just fighting feats, like Tavern Brawler. Well, wait, no, Tavern Brawler's origin. Never mind.
They probably have like defense, dueling, great weapon fighting,
Well,
archery.
See, that's the problem. They're not listed.
Capoeira.
They're not listed
alphabetically.
I take that back. They are listed alphabetically, but they're grouped into subsections.
Weird.
So yeah, fighting style feats. Here they are on page 209. Archery is one of them. Blind fighting, defense, dueling, great weapon fighting, which did get nerfed. Well, I take that back. This didn't get nerfed. Great weapon master got nerfed. Interception, protection, thrown weapon fighting. When you hit with a ranged attack roll using a weapon that has the thrown property, you gain a +2 bonus to the damage roll. So it's exactly the same thing as archery would be for you, Brynjar. Or
at that point, would it be better to go archery or thrown weapon?
Well, it's gonna depend on you. If you're throwing with if you're doing thrown weapon fighting and you're like using axes or something, I don't think you have magical hand axes. Do you have hand axe
I
plus
just have
ones?
I just have I don't know. You have my character sheet. I think I just have normal hand axes.
That's
Maybe
true.
I do have a hand axe +1.
That's true. I could just look it up my damn self. Let's see.
Well, I just don't want to open it up and mess something up.
No, you're fine. No, your hand axes are just
+1.
Yeah, are just
metal.
Just regular. But
you can probably still kill people with it though.
Well, with your strength of 23 though, your hand axes hit significantly harder than than your bow.
That's a good point. I think I even have a crossbow, but I don't think I've ever used it.
I mean, yeah, you have reach with your weapon. Like, considering how far you can get in one turn and hit someone.
The only time I've actually had to use my crossbow was when, like, there was a dragon flying above us and I couldn't reach it. I was like, "Get down here, you son of a bitch!"
Not with that attitude. Let me see.
Fight me.
You don't have. You don't have a crossbow.
Oh, I don't. Okay.
No, you don't have a bow or a crossbow.
I think our party has ranged covered though between me and Taj.
I have something. I'm just gonna check to make sure. I don't think I do because I have my staff. I have my rod, which is a gun.
Or you don't have to take archery at all.
I'll just do the thrown.
Take the thrown weapon. It turns your hand axes into heavy crossbows.
Yeah, that's true. Now you were gonna have to buy more hand axes.
Just don't miss.
I mean, you have two hand axes. But
get a couple more.
You know, I mean, once you've thrown those two, that's.
Well, if George is
We're gonna have to
allowing
go and
Tasha's
find them
options,
If he
you could
has
always
more
take the
to
Battle
throw,
Master feat.
He probably should have. if you just get a couple more.
Hang on, I don't think I think Battlemaster may be something that we.
Tasha's did introduce a fighting style that gives you a superiority die and a maneuver.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I think I
don't think that's in there now. No.
I mean, you
If
can
I
also just throw
understand.
daggers. Daggers can still, look at all that numbers.
You
but
could
yeah.
throw party members if you wanted at this point. Brynjar's fucking huge.
I don't see where I made a ruling on that, but if the option is to take it so that you become, I mean, there was fighting initiate. Is that what you're talking about?
In fighting style options under fighter and Tasha's, there's one called superior technique. Basically, it just lets you pick a maneuver from Battlemaster, and you get 1d6.
That was an older feat. I thought that was a regular feat that you could do.
No, that's a Tasha's feat.
Is it a Tasha's feat?
Hang on, let me.
I'll just have Bryn throw fire.
Yeah, there is
call
one.
it a fireball.
That's a fighting style. Yeah.
Let me look at.
Yeah.
The fighting style. Oh, yes, it is.
So you could just become even more Battlemaster as a ranger.
People like Battlemaster.
It's just good, man.
It's just it's
It's
fun.
hard to
Why they put the
compete with.
mastery in there because they're basically maneuvers, like cheap maneuvers.
When everyone's a Battlemaster. No one's a
Everyone likes
Battlemaster.
a Battlemaster.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
let me
There
let
it
me
is.
let me find my Tasha's here. Hang on. All right, so
I think it's under fighter, and it's like the optional fighting styles.
In a perfect world, these like maneuvers are kind of fucking crazy. Like imagine you get 2 short rests in a day. You can do like a maneuver like 12 times. That's ridiculous.
they don't have it. They don't have that in here.
Really?
Is it a long rest?
No. I was talking about this Battlemaster fighter thing.
It's called superior technique.
It is from Tasha's, which allegedly should be able to be just slotted into D&D 2024. Yeah.
Well, from what I understand, it's not in there.
That's weird. It's in the physical copy. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
It's in Roll20.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, there's Roll20. It is.
You know what? Well, let's just let George decide.
Yeah.
George is God.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Tasha's also has unarmed fighting, which means your unarmed strikes could go up to D6s.
What's it called?
Superior technique.
Superior technique, yeah.
Yes. You okay? Snapped you forward. That new chair. Chair excitement.
Oh yeah, this would be verboten. It wasn't. It was. I don't. It's yeah. I don't remember it being in my copy, in the copy I have of Tasha's. But yeah, if it's something where it lets you take it and lets you act like another class, it's I kind of put the kibosh on that stuff.
That's fair.
Because I'm like, if you want to have the utility of that class, play that class.
Well, I mean, technically, a fighter could take it because it's like under fighter.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with like Brynjar taking this.
But cross class, yeah, I get it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, cross class.
Especially when there's a feat that already does that.
That would be a different thing.
So if I'm reading this right, it would give me my normal superiority die plus an additional D6 superiority die?
Plus an additional
one extra mini.
D6, yes.
You get a baby ridiculous.
One. Yep. All right. Anywho, so for right now, we need to focus on... All right, so 12, you leveled up. Ooh, hang on here.
Gotta say, I'm kind of glad we have Brynjar, just because he is such a powerhouse. It kind of takes the pressure off of everybody else to do well.
Unless
you got one attack per round, right?
I will be the first to admit that Taj works best when I can, fireballs without disregard with disregard for human life. But if I can't do that, then like I'm struggling.
To be fair though, you have a lot of utility. You have webs, you have your robe of stars, you have tart with your flamethrower and defensive options. So
it has been really good. I'm tempted to swap tart over to the temp one.
The defender one, yeah, that one's sick.
Just before we do the Kraken or Aboleth, probably a Kraken.
Ooh, really hoping it's an Aboleth.
I'm not gonna be able to use the character mancer for this.
No.
Yeah, hang on.
Gotta do it all by hand.
Yeah, gotta do it all the hard way. That won't be hard.
And on the sheet, he's already level 12, so you don't need to actually level that part up. Like I said, I did the characteristic update to the 13, and then my health. Everything else I left.
All right, so well, everything is a drop-down menu because we created him with the character mancer.
Boo!
You are stuck in the character mancer forever.
No, I can do it. I'll do it for you, Brynjar. I'll do it for you this week because I know what I have to do. I have to go in there and I basically have to just recreate the character and not use the character mancer. But that won't be a problem for me. I'll be able to take screenshots and copy and paste. It'll be fine. And then we'll get him all fixed up for the next session. But I know what I have to do now since we know what path we have to take and what we have to do.
Well, and this is only a problem because of the new book, right? And
technically no, because when you decided you wanted a multi-class, that means, well, what kind of ranger do what do you want to be? The UA ranger? Do you want to be the Tasha's ranger? Do you want to be
gotcha.
2014 ranger? Yeah.
Yes. Can I get a 2015 UA ranger that only goes up to level 5, please?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me get it with the optional fighting style from Tasha's with a side of this. This 2024.
There you go. Yes.
So
I didn't realize there were so many options.
Well, it's because
the only reason why there's so many options for Ranger.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. I was just gonna say the only reason why there's so many options for Rangers because when the original Ranger came out in 2014, and George can attest to this, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, people hated the original Ranger in the Player's Handbook, and it's because it's because in 5th edition, well, hang on a second. It's because it's because of Critical Role, or at least this is my hot take on it. Because people started watching Critical Role, and Critical Role got people into 5th edition, like a lot of people into 5th edition. And when people got into 5th edition, they were like, "Oh, I can't have a bear. I can't have. Oh, I can only have this little weenie list of pets. I can't have a grizzly bear. Oh, I can have a black bear, but I can't have a trinket."
Yeah, you can't have a big lugging, fucking monster.
And the thing was they had ported that in. When they started that campaign, they started playing Pathfinder just in their houses, like in person. That was their game. They were playing Pathfinder, and Pathfinder had that. So when they made it a 5th edition game, they had to figure out what to do with the bear. And so people, in fifth edition, people were like, "Well, wait a minute, I want a bear," and that's, I wanted a bear. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, "Damn it, I want a bear. I want a bear."
I mean, really, people could have just chosen a different option. They were like, "You want panda bear or koala bear? Those are your options." But I think, they had their hearts set on having the big one, and Ranger also having to compete with both fighter as well, like as a weapons-based damage dealer, and with druids as like a support spellcaster, kind of just left him in a really bad place where they don't really do either well.
They had a lot of their stuff was that the Ranger has a lot of features that rely on you leaning into that exploration pillar, which really doesn't get brought up because it doesn't have a lot of good rules, and
it's just not sexy.
It's not sexy either.
It's not
either.
sexy at all.
Like if we look at Natural Explorer for Ranger, this was the Player's Handbook 2014. 2014 when it came out. You had to choose a environment: Arctic, coast, desert, forest, grassland, mountain, swamp, or the Underdark. You pick that, and then you're stuck.
I think you get another one at level 6.
You choose the mountain, and then you have to go into the forest. You're fucked. Not to mention, this doesn't include urban, so urban is also fucked. So this means you're basically missing action surge.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
right. It's basically very dependent on what the campaign is.
Yeah,
and it's
and
also the same with favorite enemy, right?
Favorite enemy is even worse.
Yeah, very dependent because you as a player can't control.
So you're either doing amazing because you figured out what is going to be fighting against. Like your Cursed Strahd, you're fighting against undead, cool. But if you don't choose the ones that the homebrew campaign is going to have, you're kind of screwed, and your DM feels like, okay, well, I gotta throw a couple in so he doesn't feel like they're doing nothing. It just makes this whole thing, it's ridiculous. And it's not even like that good.
Yeah, that was also a problem. So I think, what was it, Tasha's and the UA Ranger basically gave them more generally good options that were just like good utility, good movement, good extra skills that sort of replaced that. But then they had this old version that was kind of bad, and they had this newer version that was a little better. And now we have the 2024 version, which is, I guess we haven't really seen yet, but people aren't really happy with it either.
So
I think they're just going to leave Ranger out of 6th edition.
I'm trying to hold it until I go to a store and I get a book. I'm trying to hold off.
I'll probably pick one up for my LGS, honestly.
So yeah, I'm gonna probably call at some point and figure it out when I can go pick one up.
So you know me. Originally, I said I wasn't going to buy this. Yeah, I was like, "There's just no way." I'm so mad at Wizards. I wouldn't piss on Wizards if Wizards was on fire. But I was in a new shop for the first time, and I don't know, the owner was so affable, and seemed just genuinely enthused that somebody had come in, especially in this economy, right?
Yeah.
It's rough.
So,
it's rough.
and then I was looking at I was looking for a new one of the 3 core Star Wars books. And I didn't see him. He didn't have them, but he had this, and I didn't even know this was out yet. I thought this wasn't coming out until the 17th.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, sure. And then I found out later that some retailers were getting to sell them early.
Right. I think there's like the Wizards Play Network. If the shops are part of that, they will sometimes get Magic the Gathering product early, and I guess every couple of years when they release D&D stuff, that also they get an early peek at that.
All right. So Brynjar, you're gonna get one of your features is you get Favorite Enemy, which means you always have the Hunter's Mark spell prepared. You can cast it twice without expending a spell slot, and you regain all expended uses of this ability when you finish a long rest. Boy, they really wanted to make some of this stuff candy ass for people, didn't they? Where like you didn't really, they just made it an afterthought. This is very critical, very crucial, but you don't have to put any thought into it. Just do it for free. Do it, as a freebie.
Yeah, do it. There's a lot of it's a deal because sometimes I like the strategy of like, ooh, do I use this now? Do I use it later? Because either way, you're getting either the neuron activation of like, I'm firing off now. I don't care. This seems like a good time, or the you wait until the end. I was like, this is the perfect moment to do it and all that. So
now, one thing is that it scales up like sneak attack. Like you start off at like level 1, you can do it. You can cast it twice without expending a spell slot, and then by the time you're up to level 20, you can do it 6 times without doing a spell slot.
Just all the time, essentially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is weird because it's sort of the fact that it's concentration makes it very hard to use other ranger spells that require concentration. So you can always have it.
So Lockwood, even if you go all the way in Ranger from here on out, like you're level 20, you're going to be like a level 11 fighter and level 9 Ranger. Just FYI.
Still pretty good though.
Yeah.
You are still by far, I think, pound for pound, the most effective party member, combat-wise, I should say.
Mhm.
Combat-wise.
And just because you're a ranger, that that doesn't mean that you have to, you have to shoot stuff with a crossbow or something.
No, not at all.
It doesn't even mean you have to just rely on hand axes. I mean, look at Drizzt. He's a ranger with 2 scimitars.
I can't believe you said something positive about Drizzt.
I don't hate Drizzt. I hate what Drizzt became for people.
It's what he represents.
Yeah, the misunderstood drow. Guy's so candy ass. Get that crap out of here. The misunderstood drow outcast. Ooh, I'm
Drow
good,
only
so my
drow.
people hate me. I think I'll
Drow
cry like a
only-
little bitch.
Drizzt works best when you have Drow next to him being evil. They're like, damn, at least he's not being terrible. In my opinion, that's
I
what
liked
believe
the most
for.
recent trilogy from Ari Salvatore.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Drizzt was best when in the first Icewind Dale trilogy, and then in the what was that, Homeland?
Sojourn.
So
and...
yeah, the one his origin story. Yeah.
Yeah.
They go a lot.
I
The most
actually
recent trilogy
only-
talks about his dad a whole lot.
Yeah. He kills Zeknafine, right? Did he even know?
Yeah, he got better.
Well,
Oh,
he
What?
killed he killed him, but I think he was like a zombie or something.
Yeah, they made him into a revenant.
Yeah, they made him into some kind of monster, and he killed him.
He got better.
Yeah, this is the thing that I don't like, because eventually all of the people, all of his friends, right, from Brunor's Hall, and him and Katie Bree, who started off with Wolfgar, and then then she got with Drizzt, and Regis, and all these all these people, all his friends, finally died, right?
They got better.
And they got better.
They got better.
They got better. They came back as other people, and then they got better.
They were reincarnated by the goddess.
It was crazy. And I remember all that going on, and I was thinking, this really
I'll be honest, wasn't my favorite book in the series.
This takes a lot of oomph out of things.
Well, considering their deaths were also kind of meh as well. Their deaths were poor, and their resurrections were also bad, but the overall story was good.
It was like R.A. Salvatore suddenly thought, hey, I need to be George R.R. Martin, and then immediately regretted it.
Didn't they kill Catterley Bonaduce in some later draw book?
Yep. Well, he didn't die. It's actually worse. He's immortally keeping a mind flayer Lich Dragon in prison.
Oh, okay. Well, good for him, I guess.
Okay.
Only in Forgotten Realms can that be a thing.
I mean, it's important. It's thematic. His sacrifice was great.
This undead dragon monk. All right. So that is Lockwood's character taken care of.
That's okay. I'm
So
sure Dianical is hanging out with that elf guy from the forest.
So let's see. So I think what we'll do, like when it comes to picking characters and stuff, is if you want to use one of the reworked characters from this new book, you can. If you want to be a barbarian like Vola, that's Path of the Wildheart now. It's not Totem Warrior anymore.
I like that better, honestly. They changed it in Baldur's Gate 3, and honestly, it just sounds cooler.
But it was
I think that's exactly why they changed it.
When your rage is active, you have resistance to every damage type except Force, Necrotic, Psychic, and Radiant. And now I saw this, and I'm like, okay, they're nerfing barbarians' resistances. I get it. I can see where it'd be very vexatious for lesser dungeon masters. But I mean, I never had a problem with it. Now I had to retool stuff, but that comes with experience. You run it enough, and you can get away with. I remember that one time
it was hard to compete with, honestly.
I remember that one time you guys fought a dragon that was like, remember, like it had psychic damage breath.
Yeah, it was like a space dragon. I remember.
It was like a weird mind dragon. Powers of the mind. Anyway.
Mind powers, very, very scary, spooky.
So what else here? There's some new bard like subclasses.
Yeah, Bard's got a glow up. I heard.
College of the Dance.
So yeah, capoeira.
If you want to river dance your way to glory now, I guess you can.
That's really funny to me. I enjoy that greatly.
Well, it would have worked for Luna. I think if a College of the Dance Bard, since I think Luna's since Kelsey, I think if Luna was a dancer.
Luna was a no. She wrote plays.
She was a performer.
She was.
That's right. Yeah, but
performer.
I thought that her character also was dancing.
I just can't help imagining a bard defeating a villain by doing the can, just kicking them repeatedly.
Yeah.
Clerics now.
Oh yeah, because I think
clerics now have a thing called level 5, or at level 5 they get a thing called Seer Undead.
Right, I heard that they changed it so it's well. I'll let George explain.
Well, they still have Turn Undead in here, but it's part of the Channel Divinity, and it says whenever you use Turn Undead, you can roll a number of d8s equal to your Wisdom modifier, minimum of 1d8, and add the rolls together. Each undead that fails its saving throw against that use of Turn Undead takes radiant damage equal to that total. This damage doesn't end the turn effect.
Right, I think that like replaces Destroy Undead, because I think if you're doing that kind of damage, you're probably going to kill anything that week anyway, and this kind of makes it useful against higher level undead. So I think that's good.
Interestingly enough, you can also use one of your uses of Channel Divinity to now sear Scallops.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's right here. I'm looking at it right now. Sear Scallops. Yep. Every class now at level 19 gets an epic boon.
Yeah.
That's the new
Curious
class
to see the
feature.
list.
Yep. That's the new class feature for everybody. Well, I've got the list right here.
Ooh. Yeah, because it's like hard to measure how good that is going to be for every class until you see what epic boon epic boons are available.
I'm having to experience that because 2 of my players in my Thursday group have aberrant dragon marks and have both rolled the nuts, so they have boons. So I made sure to pick for them. So I didn't give them the best one. The Paladin has the recover half your hit points as a bonus action.
That's pretty good.
The Sorcerer has proficiency in all skills. So
Also
pretty good. They are not getting the extra 40 hit points, the extra 9th level slot, the extra free cast of a spell, that kind of stuff.
I'm just thinking of like the base game, because honestly, that I feel like that's probably what people are playing for the most part. Like our group, I feel, is like an outlier, and groups like us are probably an outlier.
Yeah.
So
with people, like it's like 10% or less have gotten to play level 20.
So I'm thinking of like people like who are playing at their hobby shops and they're doing Adventurers League.
Yeah, they get to 12 or 14.
They're just doing baseline standard, rules. The D&D's not adjusting or the DM's not adjusting on the fly to make things tougher for them. And I'm like, was survivability that big of a problem?
I mean, D&D is inherently like damage is more incentivized.
In my youth, I've learned that killing them all the time isn't fun.
Well, don't get me wrong. You shouldn't set out to kill your players. It's not you versus the party. You have to root for your players, but at the same time, you have to challenge them.
With killing your players is having to get more players after they
or not killing the players, killing the characters. Yeah, but
if you die in real life, you die in D&D.
I like what they've done with backgrounds now. So your backgrounds.
Oh, in the new book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your backgrounds now give you an origin feat, which is usually something pretty mundane.
Yeah, I saw part of the list. It seems useful, okay, like nothing too crazy.
Useful, like criminals automatically get thieves tool proficiencies.
Yeah, go criminals, go crime. Fuck yeah.
And they get the alert feat. Like you just get the feat. You pick this background, you get the feat.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
What else?
Again, their
Guard,
feet that is
guide,
showing.
farmer. You can start off with tough. When you run your farmer, you get the tough feat for
Yeah,
free.
those farmers
Oh,
and
that's
they're
actually kind of useful.
being
Just bam.
bulletproof.
Now tough at the early levels isn't really gonna amount to all that much, but I mean it pays for itself by the time you're like level 12 or so.
It is good.
Yeah.
Health is important. You need that to live.
But there's more backgrounds, and they don't have the background features thing, you know, like
Yeah, I think that this replaces that, right?
yeah, all this stuff replaces that, which is good because honestly, that stuff was useless.
It very rarely saw use. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's a good change.
It very
Yeah.
rarely.
Yeah, what was it like? For one example, for example, sailors. Like, oh, like basically you can get to like any ship's port or something like this. It's like, wait, well, how often is that gonna come up?
So, well, we're in the mountains right now, so it's gonna be a while.
Now, from what I understand, also is the ability scores are also tied to the backgrounds too.
So okay. So when you pick your background, okay, it's got an ability score thing on here listed for each one of them, and on that one it lists 3 abilities, okay, and you can look at those 3 abilities and you can give a +2 to one and a +1 to another one, or you can give +1 to all 3 of them.
Interesting. But having it tied to background is, I don't know. It used to be you could just pick.
Also,
Pintashes.
there is no more. Well, see, I think they probably looked at Tasha's and they were like, we went too far with it. We wanted people to be able to play whatever they wanted to, but
and I feel like that's not the part that went too far.
You remember like when it came out, and I was like, dude, this is. I remember when picking your race meant something.
Yeah, dwarf. What'd you say? Like dwarf was a class, right?
Yeah, I can remember back in the day, in basic D&D in the Moldvay box in '81, dwarf, elf, those were classes. They, you weren't a dwarf fighter. You were a dwarf, so you're dwarf, so you're gonna fight because you're a dwarf. But this was interesting. So,
I mean, I'll reserve judgment until I get my hands on it until I play it.
Well, I like that it limits the things that you can actually put into stuff, and it's not just like well, I take that back. I was about to say it's not just stuff that would help your class. That's not true. Soldier, for example, ability score, strength, dexterity, and constitution. See, I think one of those ought to be intelligence. Because, I think of some soldiers, and some soldiers are actually very smart. They become generals.
I don't think generals end up being adventurers, though. They end up making a career of it.
Yeah, they end up sending other people.
Sure.
All right, let's see.
I mean,
statistical outliers.
But the thing is, so it's kind of a compromise between basically picking your race or species, I think, as they're calling it. When you're basically like you have like your different you have to pick these 2 ability scores. Where in this one there is sounds like there's more flexibility, but it's still limiting you to like there's the different ability scores you can pick. But you're not like it's a free for all thing.
So your standard array now. There's not just one standard array that everyone can use. Standard array is determined now by class.
Weird, but I guess that probably makes sense.
So give me a class.
Okay.
Name a class.
Monk.
Monk. All right. Monk starts off with a strength of 12, a dexterity of 15, a constitution of 13, an intelligence of 10, a wisdom of 14. That makes sense, and an 8 in charisma. That's the standard array for Monk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's usable.
Okay,
like,
so
that's
if
what I'd go with.
So you can either do the traditional standard array, or based on the class you pick.
No,
like, here's
there is no more traditional standard array.
Oh, really?
No.
Interesting.
Oh
So you're kind of
wow.
forced to dump
Okay.
con or to dump charisma if you're a monk. You can't like dump intelligence instead. Weird.
I hang on. I take that back.
Oh.
I take that back. I was wrong. There is a standard array. There is a
Okay.
you can
But
generate
you
by
can have the op. But this is just
yeah. This is there's different methods, and one of them is
okay.
hang on here. It says standard array. Use the following 6 scores for your abilities: 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, or 8. And then
Right.
I guess just suggest where to put
oh
them.
wait,
I'm not
no. I take that back. It tells you later on under assign ability scores if you're using the standard array option, consult the standard array by class table for suggestions on where to assign scores for your character class.
sure. So you can still be just incompetent at your class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you want to drive the rest of your
Right,
party nuts
okay.
and be a complete, incompetent at what it is that your class does, yes, you can still
Good.
you can still gimp yourself that way.
But it's
Yeah.
giving you a complete like here's what if you're gonna take the standard array, here's the suggested
Here's our
stat
guidelines,
allocation.
which you can just feel free to toss
Yeah,
up there.
okay.
That makes sense because ones
I
like
guess
monks are like kind of
that's
hard to
helpful,
adjust
yeah.
for because they have like split stats they need between wisdom and dex.
I feel like
Right.
most people would probably already fit these things in depending on their class.
Yeah, but for new players, I'm sure they'll appreciate the option.
That's true. They did. This is kind of a dumbed down kind of a thing.
Right.
This is the edition or the version for the kids that eat the paste. In school.
Yeah.
If they want kids to eat the paste,
Basically
they shouldn't have made it
handheld,
taste so good.
holding your hand held in your hand on the way all the way through. Basically, it sounds like.
They have not.
Like
they have not thrown out alignment, which I had thought they.
Oh, that's good.
I had thought based on the discussion of monsters I'd seen that they were finally just getting rid of alignment because you have there's a section of the fandom out there of the player base is like, well, why do we have alignment? Why are we locked into this thing? And why do we have to?
Unimaginative, uncreative people.
Alignment can be
two complaints.
Alignment can be useful depending on how you want to play your character. There's that.
Alignment is great.
Yeah, it can be great for like role playing your character. It's very useful for sort of deciding what you're going to do if you're kind of stuck between options.
I remember when Taj was evil for like a month or so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I feel like we should have drawn like angry eyebrows on his goggles, just so everyone knew he was evil Taj.
Right.
Or just roll a scatter dice for your alignment.
And it lists out your hit points by class. Let me see here.
Okay.
So instead of just telling you that your hit dice is 1d12 and you can add your con modifier, it just tells you if you're a barbarian, your hit points are 12 plus your con mod.
Yeah, it's a little more simple.
Okay.
Like I said, it's for the stupid kids.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
When you adjust hit points, when you level up, you can still roll or you can pick, and it tells you how much you get if you pick. If you're a barbarian, for example, it says you get 7 plus your con modifier.
There you go. Unless you roll your dice like me and you're a madman.
Yeah, you can be a big boy and roll your dice. Any questions so far? Anything that you want to know specifically? Anything that you're wanting me to tell you? Or yes.
Now the thing is, from what I understand, is that they did get rid of in the news thing. They did get rid of both the half elves and the half orcs.
Yes, half elves and half orcs are not in here.
They don't exist anymore. We've genocided all of them.
No. They do exist.
Well, they
just didn't put them in the book. I know.
They just didn't put them in the book.
They will always exist for us.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I think I saw an interview where Crawford just said the old options are still there. That's what we're going to use going forward. They just didn't make the cut this time.
Yeah. And it gets you the feeling that that's their business model. They want to continue selling you the same crap they've already sold you.
Yeah.
You know,
I think they're all in the standard. Was it the SRA or whatever?
SRD.
SRD. That's it.
Standard rules document.
Yep, they're all included in there. So
let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay,
I'm curious,
so
George.
here's the halfling section. Just one page. That's halflings.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I was going to ask about. I heard dwarves no longer have subraces or sublineages.
Dwarves no longer have subraces, and
No.
and it kind of makes sense because this book is very setting
agnostic.
Agnostic, yeah.
Yep.
Like it mentions a lot of different settings, but it doesn't list off one, and that makes sense. That's why like shield dwarves, for example, aren't in here because shield dwarves are only a Forgotten Realms thing.
And then
but it doesn't.
But yeah,
list
from what I
out
understand,
hill dwarves.
they still got. Yeah. Well, doesn't the dwarf now get like one of the things that the hill dwarf got with like the extra additional hit points per level kind of thing?
Yeah, dwarven toughness.
Whatever the name was that.
Dwarven toughness, your hit point maximum
is like standard thing now, right?
Your hit point maximum increases by 1, and it increases by 1 again whenever you gain a level.
Yeah, useful.
That is useful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's like one of the most useful things that dwarves have, I think. And but they don't have any. But they got rid of all. I don't think any classes have any of like, the free weapon or armor proficiencies that they used to get or something like that.
They don't. You don't just get stuff for being a dwarf now.
Which makes sense, you know.
Or an elf. Well, I do understand. Hang on. Pause. I don't like that because when you read about races in the past, there were specific reasons why they got certain skills and why they had certain proficiencies, that were kind of uniform across the race. It made sense. Dwarves live in mountains and they fight terrible things in the tunnels. It makes sense that they all know how to use armor, shields, axes, hammers, etc. Elves, every elf knowing how to use a longsword and having a cantrip, that makes sense. Elves are magical beings, and they're it made sense. Even Roland's mom could cast a firebolt.
Yeah. But again, this goes back to what you're talking about, where it's more setting agnostic. Maybe your elves are just a peaceful people. Maybe your dwarves are chill. You have the chill dwarves. They just very even.
Do you see my face right now?
I know it's. It could be something interesting.
That was hateful. What you just said. The chill dwarves. I want you to go sit in the corner and think about
from what I understand.
What?
Although what I understand from dwarves now is that their stone cunning is a little bit. It's not from what I understand. It's not like you get advantage on history checks about stone. It's like tremors.
I would still give them that.
Have
by the way,
we seen someone use that? I think I've seen that once.
It's not. It doesn't come up too often.
Somebody used Tremor Sense recently.
Yeah, Tremor Sense is good. Tremor Sense is good because you can sense invisible creatures and all that as long as they can walk. But like the stone cunning to tell history checks on stonework and all that, I think I've seen that once be useful.
Does not come up too often.
I did it in the race a couple sessions ago, actually, when Wormkiller Dave
once per campaign so far for campaign 2.
Yes. I
There
specifically because we were going to the caverns. He's like, "Hey, I want to see how old this place is."
The stone
and that was the one time it came up.
The stone can be natural or worked. So you can be outside like on a mountainside, or you can be like inside a tunnel or inside a catacomb or dungeon or something. You can use this bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
They seem to like that a lot as the limitation, which I think is good because it scales with level.
I like it too, exactly, because it scales with level and it makes it. For example, when I was a cleric in Alex's game, and everybody was waiting for me to use Turn Undead. Remember that? Do you remember how many times I used it?
Yeah.
I think just once, if you did. 0, huh?
I used it 0 because I kept hanging on to it thinking I need it later.
Yeah.
So I never used it.
At least you had your Channel Divinity use instead.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think I
And
did use it on
at
other
least
stuff.
that was there.
So I like
But
that.
yeah, a
I
little
like
more
that
flexibility.
I like that it's tied into proficiency bonus. It makes it a little more. It gives you a little more wiggle room. Because I do think there are players that will, if they have a finite amount of using something, they'll wind up not using it out of caution.
I agree. It's definitely kind of a feels bad if you don't get to use it. And plus, abilities that are like once per day, it should be really impactful.
Yeah, because there's some certain ones you kind of can tell, like in case of emergency break glass kind of feature, kind of abilities or spells or whatever it is. It's just like,
Yeah, a lot of their features lean more
exactly
towards
how much time.
proficiency bonus amount of time. So I like that.
Boy, does the new rulebook love Goliaths.
I heard they got a glow up.
Oh yeah, I've heard that they were a big thing.
Goliaths now have they have giant ancestry. So it depends on what kind of giant they come from, but it gives them something cool.
Yeah, they have like a different bonus, a different ability they can use.
Name a giant.
Like a fire giant Goliath or something?
Fire giant, yeah. Fire, you get Fire's
Fire
burn.
giant.
When you hit a target with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can also deal 1d10 fire damage to that target.
What about Andre the Giant?
Oh, and that's baseline?
Yeah. That's not tied into, a certain number of uses. That's just, you just do that.
You set that guy on fire when you punch him.
Wow.
Or hang on.
It's probably like proficiency bonus amount of uses.
It is. You can use this chosen benefit a number of times.
Okay, I was going to say.
Equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all of them when you finish a long rest. Lockwood, are you asleep yet?
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I'm just listening.
All right.
Goliaths are fun. I like it.
Storm Giant. When you take damage from a creature within 60 feet of you, you can take a reaction to deal 1d8 thunder damage to that creature.
You have like Thunder Rebuke.
Oh.
Frost Giant. Yeah. When you hit a target with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can also deal 1d6 cold damage to that target. And reduce its speed by 10 feet. I was about to say, wait a minute, why is this so weenie? But you also reduce
slow them down.
Yeah, you reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
That could be useful. And that's not, is that once per turn, or is it just proficiency bonus amount of uses?
That is,
because a monk could like punch someone 5 times and they can't move.
It's just tied. So long as you got the number of it's a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. So as long as you've still got those to use, I guess you can just keep going. That's kind of brutal.
I mean, it's a long once per day. Oh, it recharges on long rest, but still, a monk being able to punch someone 3 times at level 1 and reduce their speed to 0 for most creatures is pretty cool.
Hill Giant. When you hit a large or smaller creature with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you inflict the prone condition.
No save.
Yeah. No save.
No
save.
Oh, that's kind of brutal.
You just knock stuff prone. Stuff just goes down.
Stuff large or smaller. Damn.
Is the melee?
You just clothesline an ogre.
What, Alex?
Is the melee attack?
Yeah, when you hit with an attack roll and deal damage to it. Not even.
So your ranger could.
Oh wow!
Not even melee. Just an attack roll. I wouldn't be surprised if that rule, as intended, that was supposed to be melee, but they do not specify that here.
You shoot someone with a bow 30 feet away, and then they just fall over.
Oh!
Ow, my leg, and they fall over.
So all flying creatures are at risk when you got a Goliath on there.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Damn.
When you have that particular Goliath, yeah.
If he's related, or if his ancestry is stupid hill giants, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's pretty good. And I think stone giants get like the one that you had before, like reduced damage you take?
Yeah, stone giants, when you take damage, you can take a reaction to roll 1d12, add your con mod to the number rolled, and reduce the damage by that total.
I think that's the old one they had. Yeah, that used to be the baseline for all of them.
That's a good use of your reaction, though. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's useful, but it's cool that they get so many new options.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, this
Do
game.
you guys mind if I actually bow out and I'll catch up with you guys next week?
Well, we'll
No.
never forgive you.
I'll let you know when I finish your character sheet. It'll probably be
Okay.
Wednesday. Probably gonna be Wednesday or Thursday.
I mean, no rush, really.
Okay.
All right.
As long as it's done by next Monday, I guess, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Brady.
There we go.
All right,
All right.
Lockwood. We'll
Talk
see
to you guys
bud.
later.
All right.
Yep.
Take
All
care.
right.
All
See you,
right.
Lockwood.
Halfling.
I like it. I like the Goliath.
Halflings still have luck. The lucky feat has changed.
Right, I heard it's like proficiency bonus as usual.
Yeah, isn't that one of the origin feats now?
Yeah, yeah, it is an origin feat. It's an origin feat for let me see which background that's tied into.
I gotta load up the Roll20, the 5e tools Discord channel and see if people are making a
It's on fire right now, I'm sure.
like
The thing is, D&D Beyond does have like an early. They have like an early version of some of the newer rules and spells and classes up already. Like kind of like it's almost the equivalent of like an SRD kind of thing that they put up for some of the things.
Well,
But not
initially
everything,
you were
but
going to
they
have
have,
to
like-
redo your whole character. Initially, they were just going to remove all the old characters, and people lost their damn minds.
They're like, we paid for this though.
Oh yeah,
We're paying for this service.
Yeah.
And you're gonna.
Yeah.
Now suddenly I sensed a billion PDFs being created hastily. Speaking of a million voices crying out, pour one out for James Earl Jones.
I know. I just read about that earlier.
Oh, no doubt. I heard about that before it came on.
I told somebody at work, I was like, "Yeah, James Earl Jones died today." And
it's a shame.
He had a good run.
Yeah, but say 93.
He had a good run, 93.
And they said, "What did he die of?" And I said, "Well, he
93.
being old
skydiving
as hell,
accident.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
Yeah, he's a pretty ripe old age there.
So Wayfarer is the
lucky feat.
Is the background that gets lucky. You grow up on the street surrounded by similarly ill-fated cast-offs. This is kind of like Calamity's origin, where he's like a street kid.
Yeah,
riff raff, street rat.
They're not calling it the. Yeah, they're not calling it an urchin, I guess, but they say for some reason they're calling it. Oh,
there's now a new sea urchin.
So urchin is probably problematic.
Well, sea urchins were offended, so.
Urchin's problematic.
They don't want to call you homeless, but they call it.
It's weird.
Wayfarer sounds better than being homeless. How's that?
Wayfarer definitely seems like putting a new coat of paint on a house that's falling apart.
So, lucky.
Yeah.
Here's the feat. Okay. You gain the following benefits: luck points. You have a number of luck points equal to your proficiency bonus, and can spend the points on the benefits below. You regain your expended luck points when you finish a long rest. I may nerf this and have it just be the 3.
Right, because it's weaker at level 1, but it's stronger anywhere past, I think, level 7 or 8.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you're level 20 and you've got imagine you're level 20 and you've got 7 uses of lucky.
Yeah, what are you, Cal? Come on.
Yeah, 6 points. 6 points of lucky.
It's level 9 and it gets better.
Level 9.
Do you need to call it before it goes?
It doesn't expressly say that, but the way it's worded makes me think that that's the intent. Listen to this. When you roll a d20 for a d20 test, you can spend 1 luck point to give yourself advantage on the roll.
So
I'd say that's before then.
If it's before, then yeah, you need the extra uses because I don't know if I need it. I'm just gonna be I'm choosing I'm gonna be lucky. And then if you have twice as much, then that's fine because you're choosing okay, I need it. Lucky worked previously as oh shit.
Yeah, you rolled a 1 on the bad saving throw.
It still feels candy ass to me.
It is.
It is some candy ass. It's a little boring. It's just the The lucky feat, honestly,
It's
is
just
boring.
so generically good that it's hard to compete with.
And
I'd rather take the halfling thing of rerolling once than have the lucky feat.
Disadvantage is the same thing. When a creature rolls a d20 for an attack roll against you, you can spend 1 luck point to impose disadvantage.
So it doesn't say before you know the result of the roll, or after
That
you know.
feels like a DMG question of like, when do you determine if you have advantage or disadvantage?
It sounds like it wants you now to, and I think that's probably why it has more uses. It wants you to call for
beforehand.
advantage before you roll.
Which is
The
fine
call-
because then you're like,
which
all right,
makes so much, which makes sense.
succeed.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
definitely
use
is a much needed nerf to a very powerful ability.
Exactly.
I think I'd be fine with the 6 uses, honestly, if that's how it goes.
Yeah, at level 17.
Yeah, if you can call it before the roll.
Yeah, because you have ways to get advantage on stuff anyway.
I mean, proficiency bonuses, I feel like have. Well, no. I'm about to say I feel like they've been scaled up, but I may be talking out my ass on that. Hang on. No, it looks like it's 2 to 6. Yeah, they nerfed it.
Okay, so it's still the same as 4.
Yeah, I thought it was 6 max before.
No, I thought it was 7 before.
Well, I got my player's handbook right here. Let me crack it open.
No.
I got 5 tools up at 6. Level 20 it's +6, but you get that +6 to level 17.
Okay.
So when you're throwing out power word kills, you have 6 uses of your proficiency bonus stuff.
Yeah, that kind of tracks.
Yep.
Yeah. But I am not against that. If you gotta call it beforehand, that means you're like, I gotta use it. If you have 4 of them, you're like, I really want to hit. I'm using lucky here, and then you're good.
Yeah, an extra buffer as opposed to a retry.
Right. Yeah.
You guys are gonna hate this.
That's yeah.
So
yeah, I think it makes sense there on that. Yeah.
So if you're a human, there's no more variant human.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Every human now gets versatile. You gain an origin feat of your choice.
Fine.
Also, you get 2.
Better than regular feats?
So you get.
They are worse.
You get one from. Well, I mean, Lucky's one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
You gain an origin feat of your choice, and we'll go over those in just a second. So you get one from your background, and then you get one also for being human.
Does it also give you like what was the? It was like a skill and a language. Does it give you that?
You gain proficiency in one skill of your choice, and you gain a heroic inspiration whenever you finish a long rest.
Oh, that's pretty good.
The heroic inspiration again? Is that just?
It's just an advantage on a d20.
Yeah, it's just like a
I
DM
think that's just
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you call it after, or do you have to call it before?
I don't know.
Probably the same as Lucky. I mean,
yeah, they probably have it. It seems like that's probably universal now. You know,
it'd be a lot cooler if it was like a retry. But
like instigator, you have to call beforehand.
Be a lot cooler if it wasn't.
Yeah.
I like the reaction stuff for like high, like very difficult to land stuff, like Bend Luck, this level 6 feature for wild magic sorcerers. That was good, but I had to spend 2 sorcery points. I had to spend a first level slot.
It was strong, yeah.
So
it's a strong ability.
The origin feats. Are you ready? The origin feats are alert. When you roll initiative, you can add your proficiency bonus to the roll.
Yeah.
Immediately after you roll initiative, you can swap your initiative with the initiative of one willing ally in the same combat.
That's a good fucking thing. I like that a lot.
You can't.
That's nice.
You can't
That's nice.
You can't make the swap if you or the ally has the incapacitated condition.
That tracks.
You can be
Okay.
You can be a cleric and swap with whoever's on bottom. So after everyone gets hit, you can then heal and start and get them back up. I like that.
Or we could just move Brynjar to the front and just be like, Brynjar, kill everyone.
Yeah.
Throw them at the enemy.
Right. Yeah. There's some strategy involved with this.
That's a good one.
Okay. Go on.
So it's not the flat +5 bonus to initiative, but this is good. I like that a lot.
Useful. Super useful.
Crafter.
Okay.
Crafter.
There we go. Downhill from here.
You gain proficiency with 3 different artisans tools of your choice from the fast crafting table. They have rules in here now for making things like healing potions. They have rules in here for that now.
You could make a wicker basket. It
Are
would be
they-
good.
weaver's
Are they
tools.
good? Are they good? That's the question.
You
Like,
still basically you have to spend 25 gold. I think it's 25 or 50. 25 or 50 gold to buy
The materials
the
and such.
ingredients, but then you can make it yourself. It may be
Oh.
25 instead of 50.
can you
Oh.
can you forage for
Okay.
stuff? Like, do they have can you go get the roots?
From what I remember, from what I read of it, no. You pay
No?
for,
Okay.
and that makes sense since it's like magical. It makes sense that you would need
Magic
shit
item. Yeah.
like a giant's toenail and crap like
That's
that.
definitely fair. I'm
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
look into that because do you still have
Mhm.
like the herbalism kit then? If
Well,
you-
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right. So crafter feat. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
three
you
of
get
those.
3 proficiencies with 3 different artisans tools from the fast crafting table. That includes carpenter's tools, leather workers tools, mason's tools, potter's tools, smith's tools, tinker's tools, weaver's tools, and woodcarver's tools. It's a lot of tools.
They got rid of cobblers. Goodness.
Damn. It's all over now.
Discount.
My shoes.
Discount.
Uh-huh.
Whenever you buy a non-magical item, you receive a 20% discount on it.
You just get like a membership card to everywhere.
So
I mean, I
now-
guess that could be useful.
Everywhere's
But
Sam's Club now.
yeah.
Yeah. You
I mean,
you inherited your
Yeah.
your grandfather's Sam's Club card.
We
knew how
kind of
to
had
haggle.
this. We kind of had this.
You knew
with
how
the-
to haggle from an early age. Yeah.
We kind of had
Well,
this with the wheel workers faction.
That means that you can now craft items for cheaper. So maybe
Yeah,
instead
mhm.
of like buying the items and all that, you're like buying like the stuff you can't find out in the
Well,
out in
like
the craft.
the way I would roll that is if you're trying to make a healing potion, that's the stuff you're buying is not non-magical.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so fast crafting. When you finish a long rest, you can craft 1 piece of gear from the fast crafting table. So all those tools I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
the crafted gear, it's got stuff listed out to the side of it. Like for example, woodcarver's tools has club, great club, or quarterstaff.
Okay.
Weaver's tools have basket, rope, net, and a tent.
basket.
Making rope.
You can make rope.
Okay.
Yep.
That
Oh,
that has potential.
that's actually
Where-
kind of useful,
Every
actually.
campaign, people have had to put their ropes together for stuff. If someone could make like
Yep.
400 feet
Yeah.
of rope, they would do that.
What about the basket?
Your background also dictates what
Mhm.
starting equipment you get.
Oh,
Okay.
that's interesting.
Oh.
Not determined by your
okay.
class, so you could be a fighter and end
You
up
can
with.
start the priest. You can start with the priest bag as a fighter. I think that's fine.
Yeah, if you want to just pray people to death.
Like
Without
I assume this
thoughts
isn't
and
your
prayers.
like your like weapons. This is your like your cute stuff you got. Like
Smith's
your Dungeoneers pack or Explorers pack.
I guess that would make sense if that was the case.
Smith's tools, ball bearings. There you go, Mike. Bucket, caltrops, grappling hook, iron pot.
Oh, you get a bucket. That's pretty cool.
Every long rest,
Oh.
you're gonna have a grappling
That's a
hook.
thief. That's a thief's. That's basically the rogue's delight right there. If they can make some caltrops and a grappling hook and all that other
Make a
stuff.
bucket every night.
Yeah,
So
we'll
that's
take
that's
that.
the crafter origin feat. The next one is healer. You gain
Oh,
the following
yeah.
benefits: battle medic. If you have a healer's kit, you can expend 1 use of it and tend to a creature within 5 feet of yourself as a utilize action. Utilize is a new thing you can do.
Uh-huh.
The creature can expend 1 of its hit dice, and then you roll that die. The creature regains a number of hit points equal to the roll plus your proficiency bonus.
That's
Okay.
better than the old
You say-
version of healer.
It
This
is.
is an action.
Whenever
Utilize action, right?
whenever you roll a die to determine the number of hit points you restore with a spell, or with this feat's battle medic benefit, you can re-roll the die if it rolls a 1, but you must use the new roll.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Good.
Okay.
All of our healers would enjoy that.
That's not too shabby.
Lucky we went over already.
Yeah.
Magic Initiate. You gain the following benefits: 2 cantrips.
Not 1, but 2.
You learned, right? You learned, hey, listen, this is actually kind of big.
Look at Arthur 2 cantrips Jackson over here.
You learn 2 cantrips of your choice from the cleric, druid, or wizard spell list. Intelligence, wisdom, or charisma is your spellcasting ability for this feat's spells. Choose when you select this feat.
Yeah, that's
level 1
that's fair.
spell.
Ooh.
Choose a level 1 spell from the same list you selected for this feat's cantrips. You always have that spell prepared. You can cast it once without a spell slot. Again, easy mode. And you regain the ability to cast it in that way when you finish a long rest. Pretty much everything is long rest now.
That's kind of like the current version of Magic Initiate.
Yeah,
so that's nothing
like
too different.
Yeah.
That's what I mentioned earlier when you posted the player's handbook. I was wondering if people were balancing this around you not running into six different encounters a day.
That's what I think. I think this is more balanced towards shit that like we do.
I'm very interested in seeing what the if the DMG said 6 to 8 encounters still.
Spell change. Whenever you gain a new level.
But the thing is,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh,
me? Oh, okay.
No, I was waiting for Mike to say something. Spell change.
Yeah, I'm kind of on a delay. But,
whenever you gain a new level, you can replace one of the spells you chose for this feat with a different spell of the same level from the chosen spell list. Repeatable. Repeatable. You can take this feat more than once, but you must choose from a different spell list each time.
Well, that's fair. I mean, it's not game breaking. Until someone breaks it.
It'll enable.
But you can change your spell list every level though.
You can change.
Well, no, not spell list, but the spell.
You can replace one of the spells you chose for this feat.
Oh, so it could be one of the cantrips, or it could be the level 1 spell. That's flexible. I like it.
That's right.
I can see bards taking this.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah,
bards
but they don't have a. But it does. But to do old Magic Initiative, it was like they could choose like, a bard spell list or
arcane tricksters,
ranger spell list. So it's
how do they choose what ability score you're using for that? Does wizard you always use intelligence?
No, it says you pick.
Yeah.
So you could literally take spells off of the wizard list and use charisma for it.
I think that's probably fine. It's probably fine. It's probably
okay.
Fine.
Oh no, bards are gonna get up to no end of fuckery with this.
Good.
Yeah, they'll
I've played with enough bards. Bards could use a little more fuckery.
I love extra fuckery.
There you go.
All right. Musician. You gain the following benefits. Instrument training. You gain proficiency with 3 musical instruments of your choice.
3, damn.
3.
It says your parents are Asian.
Encouraging song. As you finish
you're actually a child of Kelsey's parents.
As you finish a short as you finish a short or long rest, you can play a song on a musical instrument with which you have proficiency and give heroic inspiration to allies who hear the song.
That's really good. That makes
I can see that being pretty strong.
Okay.
The number of allies you can affect in this way equals your proficiency bonus.
A little more nuanced, but still good.
Okay.
For someone who played a bard last.
Yeah.
You played the hell out of a bard.
Yes, I did. I had so much fun. I can't wait to play a bard again. I just felt like it would be a little tasteless not let anyone else have a chance. And after this, I'm like, back to bard.
Bard time.
The 3 extra instruments, fucking useless. Absolutely fucking useless.
You get the liar.
Do you know how many I knew? I knew 5. She knew 5. Do you know how many I used? One.
This is for people who aren't
One.
bards. You don't have to be a bard to take musician.
Yeah, but the other thing is,
She danced
But
more than she
I think
played instruments.
But I think the instrument is. But the instruments is more like flavor anyway. It's like it's not like you can because it doesn't really matter what instrument you play in the game
It's
as long as
mostly
you can
for
play an
flavor.
instrument.
Is heroic I'm saying heroic intervention because I'm thinking Warhammer.
Yeah.
Is heroic inspiration
Yeah.
Is that all the feat does?
Well, you get 3 instruments.
You get, yes. You
that
get
and the 3
bongos.
instruments, yeah.
You get 3 kinds of bongos. All right.
Yeah.
did you know that she
Yeah.
the war drums? She did. She knew them.
First, I banged the drum.
But
then I
whoa,
banged
whoa,
the-
whoa, 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 whoa! Family stream. Hello.
Yeah.
There
I
is
played a bard once.
There is
Go ahead.
a helpful glossary in the back.
All right.
Rules
Ooh,
glossary.
I like it.
Mhm.
I played as a bard. My instruments were a pipe organ, it was like drums, and I wanted to play like and I think a ukulele. I wanted to pick stuff that was just never gonna come up.
Heroic inspiration. If
Uh-huh.
you, a player character, have heroic inspiration, you can expend it to re-roll any die.
Oh, it's a reroll. It's not like
Any
luck.
die?
Any die immediately after rolling it, and you must use the new roll.
That is better than the
Okay,
lucky feat.
Any die.
And it's immediately.
So
Okay.
you
You don't
can
have to call it beforehand. It's just immediately after.
you can re-roll a weapon damage die.
Any die.
Yes, you
re-roll
can.
A
That
wild
sounds like
magic
You
surge.
can
Does
re-roll
it say you had to roll it?
You can re-roll a death saving throw. This game is so
You
candy
can
ass.
re-roll the hit die.
Wow.
For your health.
Wow.
Vindication after all these years.
If you gain heroic inspiration but already have it, it's lost unless you give it to a player character who does not have it.
Oh, that's really useful if you're a human and you just always have it.
Don't
Okay.
benefit from music. From the
Yes.
music.
Humans hate music.
So
That's just
you
in D&D
basically-
now.
Well,
could
no,
basically-
they get an extra one. They just have to use it before their short rest. Or long
So
rest.
a human bard with the music. So basically, a human with the musician feat can basically just start giving the stuff out like candy, basically.
That's true.
Because
So-
he gets one every
he,
short,
he doesn't need it.
and then
He's
he
only-
or not or long rest.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait,
I mean, he gets one for free
he's-
every long rest.
All right, not all at once.
Rest or
Just-
long rest?
Just be a wizard
Oh.
wearing pants and take the musician feat. You don't need bards.
There you go. He's
Yeah, right.
he's musician short rest or long rest to give the heroic inspiration.
Everything in here is
This
it's like long rest.
Well,
But here it
like-
specifically says, as you
Uh-huh.
finish a short or long rest.
good.
It's either one.
Then that means that
Okay.
the human
So-
if the human's getting the heroic inspiration, he can just fire off his first heroic inspiration before the short rest comes. So, all right, cool.
All right.
Useful.
Nice. I like that.
Yes,
That's-
right. Yeah. So he gets
Okay,
one every long rest. He passes out how many heroic inspirations every time a short rest happens. If he
These-
gets a musician feat. So
So-
yeah.
These seem good. These seem fun. All right, what's next?
Next is Savage Attacker.
That's probably the same as the old one.
I think
Let's
it's. Let me see. Let me just double check and make sure that's still. Well, no, that wouldn't be tied to
Mhm.
racial. It's what you used to get from orc or half orc.
Once per turn, when you roll damage for a weapon
Yeah,
attack,
I
you can
think-
re-roll the weapon's damage die and use either total.
That
Yeah.
was a feat
Sure.
before. I think orcs got
Yeah.
the one where if they got like a brutal critical thing, where if they rolled it a crit,
Orcs,
they got
Yeah.
extra
Well, this is
die of damage.
This is an origin feat, and this so it comes from a background.
Yep.
uh-huh.
But it used to just be a
Yeah.
feat.
Let me see what background it comes from.
Soldier probably.
Yeah, it sounds like a.
It is
soldier
soldier.
deal.
Yeah,
If
it's soldier.
if they're going for
Called it.
If you're
Yeah,
sailor,
okay.
your origin feat is tavern brawler.
Feel like a
Interesting.
tavern brawler later.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So what-
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
Savage Attacker. Skilled. It's the same thing as it used to be. You
It's
gain
got 3
three-
skills. Yeah.
three
You get
skills. All right, okay.
3 skills or tools of your choice. You can take this feat more than once. That's how the old one was.
Okay, that seems fine.
Oh.
Well, the other one didn't say you could
Yeah.
take it more than once actually. So this
No.
is
It
an
didn't?
improvement.
But,
Nope.
Okay.
But if you like, But like, what class are you taking that as? Like, what build are you taking if you have that? At that
Well,
point,
here's the thing.
Maybe you're just like a fighter or a barbarian. Rogue, like I'm more than just a. Oh yeah, it's your rogue.
Yeah, rogue everything. Because if it's tied to your back, but it's also tied to your background though. So there's probably certain backgrounds that are probably going to have it. Like let's see, what would it imagine?
I think there's more than one background
like
that has it.
charlatan or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
Tavern.
Okay.
Tavern Brawler.
Let's hear it.
You gain the following benefits. Enhanced unarmed strike. When you hit with your unarmed strike and deal damage, you can deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier instead of the normal damage of unarmed strike.
Well, that's improvement.
Mm-hmm. 1d4 is so weenie.
No, d4 is baby damage. That's
yeah, but considering it was 1 damage before, that's like a 2.25 boost on average.
So Tavern Brawler already was that. Your unarmed strikes become d4, and then it had your proficient with improvised weapons.
Damage,
strength or con.
Damage rerolls. Whenever you roll damage dice for your unarmed strike, you may re-roll the die if it rolls a 1, and you must use the new roll.
Okay, a monk
Useful.
could use that, or maybe some barbarian or fighter.
Yeah, but then the first part is wasted.
You have proficiency with improvised weapons. And the
so
last
you can be Jackie Chan with a ladder. Gotcha.
The last one, this will give Rick a chub. When you hit a creature, it's called push. When you hit a creature with an unarmed strike as part of the attack action on your turn, you can deal damage to the target and also push it 5 feet away from you.
No save?
Oh. No save. You just push it 5 feet away. You can
push it real good.
You can use this benefit only once per turn.
In a flanking game, that's really
Still, that's pretty.
Dude, salt and pepper coming up on this one. Push it real good.
Only once per turn.
Yeah, but like,
can you use a shield as an improvised weapon?
I don't see why not.
Yeah,
you probably can.
Yeah,
I prayed that.
So if you're a Tavern Brawler and you have a shield, and if you consider that an improvised weapon, you know, as long as you know your other weapon is allowing of being able to
you'd have to use one of your weapon or one of your attacks that
Yeah, but
still pretty good.
A little bit less damage for
to push someone for 5. Yeah, to push someone 5.
And this is a background feat.
Saris would have benefited from that.
Yeah, he would have loved it.
All right.
Yeah, so Saris would have had this would have been useful for him.
How many times did I try to push someone and they just didn't fall over or didn't move back?
Oh, please, you blew 2 demons off of a ship.
Knock them away.
No.
Yeah, but we could have done better, George.
Unarmed strike, you can just Spartan kick them. Even if you're holding weapons, just kick.
The last origin feat is tough.
I think I know what this one does.
Your hit point maximum increases by an amount equal to twice your character level when you gain this feat. Whenever you gain a character level thereafter, your hit point maximum increases by an additional 2 hit points.
Okay. So unchanged, pretty much.
That's unchanged.
Okay.
Yeah. Twice your level.
It's pretty much unchanged. Yeah. Now, here's the question I do have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, the question I have, because we were talking about a lot about the unarmed strikes and everything like this, reminds me, from what I heard is the monks, the monk has also, in terms of what they can do.
I think they start with the D6 now, which is good. Their unarmed damage, their monk damage dice is like a D6 instead of a D4. It just starts a little higher.
Let me look.
Yeah.
Which is good. You can punch someone real good.
At level 1, that monks can really punch. Because
Yeah,
they are always punch bonus action punch.
Yeah, and you can use lesser weapons now at level 1, and like you could use like a club or something or a D4 weapon and still be able to use your monk die. So it gets more useful early on. A little more flexibility, a little more flavor. You're not always just using a quarterstaff until like level 10.
Martial arts die. You can roll 1d6 in place of the normal damage of your unarmed strike or monk weapons. This die changes as you gain monk levels, as shown in the monk features table.
And it still goes up like a D12.
Okay. It starts at 1d6 and it goes all the way up to level 20, which is 1d12. Ooh.
I think they just stressed out the scaling a bit, but yeah, it starts as a D6 instead of a D4.
So it scales better than before.
You start that 1d12 at level 17.
Okay.
Yeah, they used to start at D4, so it's a lot better.
What do you get the D10?
You get the D10 at level 11.
Okay.
Most classes get a damage boost at 11. That makes
yeah.
sense.
The D8 start at level 5.
That's really good too. And you get and you get double attack. Oh.
They're not key
Maybe I'll play
points
monk
anymore.
next time.
They're not
And
They're
key
discipline, yeah.
because
They're not-
key points are problematic.
Yeah.
So they're focus points.
Yes, yeah.
They're focusing.
Now, the other thing I understand is that they did change how, like, when you did your or they call them focus points or key points or whatever, that certain things don't cost key points or focus points anymore.
They were a little more generous with them, I hear, yeah.
I think
like Step of the Wind was one, like you can now disengage as a bonus action, but you can dash and disengage by spending a focus point.
It looks like some stuff still costs, like Stunning Strike. Stunning Strike.
Oh yeah, Stunning Strike's still bonkers busted.
It's still a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, but like it's really a very important kind of saving throw. Like it's save or the fight's pretty much over if you're up against one enemy.
Yeah. Deflect attacks is still a focus point.
Yeah.
So when it say deflected attacks, you can't just.
It was improved from deflect missiles. Deflect missiles is now deflect attacks.
It's just a damage reduction. The reduction equals 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier and monk level.
Significant.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I think it even upgrades further to like deflect energy, so you can punch a fireball back.
If you reduce the damage to 0, you can expend 1 focus point to redirect some of the attack's force. If you do so, choose a creature you can see within 5 feet. What, Mike?
I was saying that doesn't sound like it's just limited to range. It sounds like it's
yeah. It used to be deflect missiles, now it's deflect attack.
It's choose a creature you can see within 5 feet of yourself if the attack was a melee attack, or a creature that you can see within 60 feet of yourself that isn't behind total cover if the attack was a ranged attack. Well, what creature is going to be behind total cover? It couldn't be behind total cover. Well, no, that's if it was firing out of an arrow slit, it could.
Or you couldn't hit someone who was in cover if it was a different person. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same target. The attacker isn't necessarily who you have to target with that.
That creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take damage equal to 2 rolls of your martial arts die.
It's a save now. It used to just be you make an attack roll.
Plus your dexterity modifier.
Yeah.
Still, that's improved since you can use it on attacks as well. Instead of only on ranged attacks, you can now, if a giant tries to punch you, you can just do the thing where you grab their fist.
Right. So basically, flavor. Yeah. So flavor-wise, the guy's like, imagine the guy's like swinging his sword, and you use your like monk deflect thing, and basically like, oh nope, and you like redirect the thing back at him, kind of thing, like almost like you're kind of parrying.
You just flex your abs and it bounces off.
Blocking, and then basically you do a block. Yeah.
They can also punch back lightning bolts and fireballs.
So yeah, because I think
they have got deflect energy.
Yeah, monks got buffs.
They got a glow.
Heard that yeah.
Oh,
you just punch a fireball so hard.
I think they were listening to a lot.
Hang on here.
Yeah, right.
Hang on.
I heard monks are crazy. I'm kind of itching to play a monk for my next character.
When I first met you, you were playing a monk.
I know, and that went so well, didn't it?
That game fell apart like a wet paper bag.
I would like another crack at it.
But we made good friends.
We did.
All right,
I'm glad to have been a part of that dumpster fire.
Let me look at this real quick. Divine Smite.
Oof. Oh, I almost don't want to hear it.
The target, it's a level 1. Target takes 2d8 radiant damage. Extra, 2d8 radiant damage. The damage increases by 1d8 if the target is a fiend or an undead. The damage increases by 1d8 for each spell slot level above 1. So, yeah, it kind of still works the same.
It's still the same. It just has limitations of you're casting a spell now. So you can't...
Here's the thing, though. If you
can't bonus action like
Searing
Smite, and then you can't hit, and then Divine Smite.
Yeah, you can't do Shield of Fate, Shield of Faith, or...
Yeah. So yeah, and you can only go up to like because the paladins I imagine is probably their highest slot level is level 5, right? So you can't go do like a level 6 smite.
If you're a solo paladin, yeah.
Unless you, yeah, if you're solo paladin. Now, if you, however, if you did try to multi-class, let's say for example, into like if you tried to do like a hex paladin, and then or as a or a sorcerer paladin or whatever it is, technically you could spend if you really wanted to a level 9 slot. If you got that high. To do a nice level.
I guess you're right. The old version was capped at 5.
Would allow you.
So
right. So this would technically allow you to do that, and since it's a spell.
So, Eldritch Smite with warlocks.
Yes.
It is still an invocation.
Mm-hmm.
Once per turn, when you hit a creature with your pack weapon, you can expend a pack magic spell slot to deal an extra 1d8 force damage to the target, plus another 1d8 per level of the spell slot. So, if you're like level 6, for example, everything you cast is 3rd level.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 spell slots, so you could smite twice at 3rd level. So that would be 1d8 plus another 2d8, so it'd be 3d8 total.
Is that hard capped once per turn?
So
let me see.
Because if warlocks are better smiters than paladins, I'm going to take that extremely personally.
It's not, because it's not tied to a spell. They're not casting a spell.
I hate everything.
They're just using.
Where's Crawford? Where is he? Get him in here.
They're just using a spell slot.
Get Crawford on the line.
So that means according to these rules, that means Caesar would be a better spider than Cyrus.
Now, here's the thing, though. You also have to have Pact of the Blade invocation.
Yeah, but they made it so that it's really easy to take. They make invocations so much more friendly. So paladins got a huge nerf with their smite. Their smite is now hard once per turn, hard only on your turn. Yeah. You can no longer cast other spells on the same turn, and it no longer crits because it's a spell and it's not part of the attack.
Crawford apparently started playing a warlock.
That's right.
You can't use the whole class in one turn, all right? That's where we're trying to hit the line.
It feels like a serious overtune. Like any of those would have been good, but all of them.
You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to spoil your dinner.
Oh, Kawaii Coyote was in here, and she played a sound at some point. I did not hear it. I think the sound thing is broken.
We're just being too loud, probably.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm taking that very personally for the rest of my life. Let it be known right here.
That rogue.
What?
Now I also understand the rogues got. I think they put that. I was saying that rogues. They also put that cunning strike feature in or something that was in the playtest as the baseline. Like they could spend part of their sneak attack damage to do other stuff.
I'll look at that up in a second.
That's such a good thing. I think yes. Let's finish looking at it. But I think that's such a cool thing.
I've heard good things. People seem to like it.
They nerfed Twin Spell, meta magic for sorcerers.
How'd they nerf it?
Can't double power word kill anymore.
When you cast a spell such as Charm Person, that can be cast with a higher level spell slot to target an additional creature. You can spend 1 sorcery point to increase the spell's effective level by 1. So it has to be a spell now that is capable of targeting another creature if you cast it at a higher level.
So you can't multi-haste or multi-power word kill.
Do what now?
You can't polymorph. Polymorph you can't cast at a higher level for more.
And that hits sorcerers hard. Damn.
Yeah.
Or at least I guess edge case where it's very powerful. I can see why they did that.
All right, so
it was very strong.
Rogues.
The Rouge.
All right. What were you asking about, Mike?
I was asking if they put that because in the playtest they had that thing called the cunning strike. They had that thing called the cunning strike that you would get, and it basically put
cunning strike. You get it at level 5.
Yeah.
When you deal sneak attack damage, you can add one of the following cunning strike effects. Each effect has a die cost, which is the number of sneak attack dice, damage dice you must forego to add the effect. Ooh, you can poison them, motherfucker. Wow.
Yeah, that seemed really strong.
Yep. That's what
Poison.
Poison.
Poison cost
How
1d6.
much damage is it? It's 3d6. That's like
Oh, that's not too bad.
that's over 10 damage that you're losing to do the poison. Like, okay, you got him.
Never trust a big button to smile.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
So you add a toxin to your strike, forcing the target to make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target has the poison condition for 1 minute. At the end of each of its turns,
for a minute?
The poison target repeats the save, ending the effect on a success.
Okay.
To use
Poison, is it?
To use this effect, you must have a poisoner's kit on your person.
Okay.
I mean, is poison still disadvantage on all
probably better
attacks
be
and
as
ability
fast.
checks?
Let me look. Let's look up in the
That's kinda
glossary.
brutal.
Let's look up the poison condition in the rules glossary.
That's kind of brutal if it were. I mean, I guess it's a save for it, but still.
While you have the poison condition, you experience the following effect. Ability checks and attacks affected. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yeah, so that's unchanged.
Okay.
So, yeah, poison still sucks. And rogues can now poison people every turn.
Level 1, goblins have +8 con saves.
Oof. Yeah, that's probably not going to be... Well,
Trip. Cost 1d6.
Okay.
So everything you want to do costs 1d6. Oh, wait. Hang on. There's other options at higher levels. All right. So if the target is large or smaller, it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or have the prone condition.
So not as good as Goliath's.
No,
you got to save against
where
it.
you just get hit and you go down. Or
I guess you could do it every turn.
Eldritch Smite, which just knocks you down.
Yep.
Which knocks you down, yeah.
Withdraw, 1d6. Immediately after the attack, you move up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Ooh, that's fun.
Swashbuckler is not a subclass in here.
Yeah, I heard that they kind of had to remove it out there. But
yeah, but considering you could attack... Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Right. Do a sneak attack. You sacrifice 1d6, and you can basically disengage for free and move at the same time.
Right, and then use your bonus action to dash and get even farther away since you're out of danger.
Exactly. Yeah. So you don't have to use the disengage action as your bonus action for rogue.
That could.
Oh, okay.
Huge mobility boost.
Level 14.
Yeah.
Level 14 rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Devious strikes.
Ooh.
It's the same thing except there's different costs now. Daze cost 2d6. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw on its next turn. Or on its next turn, it can only do one of the following: move or take an action or a bonus action.
Oh wow, that could be really.
Yeah.
Just shoot them in the head, and they're just really dumb for a second.
You stop their ability to cast counterspell.
Oh, that's good too. Well, does that stop multi-attack?
Right.
Huh?
Yeah. That is good.
Well, I guess it says that they could take an action to attack, and it would multi-attack. But still, bonus action.
If it still has an action, it can take multi-attack.
Yeah.
Knockout cost 6d6. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or it has the unconscious condition for 1 minute.
Oh shit!
Or until it takes any damage.
You can just straight up knock someone out.
The unconscious target repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on success.
Still really powerful.
Obscure, 3d6.
Yeah, you gotta spend a lot though. Yeah.
The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw, or it has the blinded condition until the end of its next turn.
Those are all really good. You knock them out. You knock them silly, or you just blind them. You just shoot them in the eyeball.
What?
You basically cut it. Basically, you basically stab. You do a little Three Stooges poke them in the eye. And,
Three Stooges. You go with the scissor fingers.
What was the old rogue capstone?
Stroke of luck. You can re-roll a d20.
Stroke of luck.
Was that where you re-roll?
You could re-roll a missed attack with advantage.
All right. Stroke of luck, level 20. You have a marvelous knack for succeeding when you need to. If you fail a d20 test, you can turn the roll into a 20.
I like that better.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, no, the old one was worse.
So basically, that's
you can turn the miss into a hit, and this is for
You could turn the miss into a critical hit.
You could turn into a crit.
You could turn the roll. You can turn the roll into a 20.
So stroke of luck in the old one is if you miss an attack, you can choose for it to hit, or if you do an ability check, you can treat it as a 20.
This is if you fail a D20 test. That's an attack. That's a saving throw. That's an ability check.
So it's anything.
You can turn the roll into a 20. If you turn the roll into a 20, that's a crit.
That is a lot more powerful.
Yep.
Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
That's about the same, but still, that's a little bit stronger.
Like, I'm going to need 10, 50, half an hour over here.
Yep. Well, imagine you just close your eyes, give yourself disadvantage so that you miss, and then just turn that into a nat 20.
So, Arcane, Trickster, Assassin.
And hopefully they improve this. I think.
Soul Knife, which is what Zane
from
played.
Tasha's,
and Thief all made it in here.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, I think the Assassin has
got
redesigned. They've done some improvements on the Assassin, from what I understand. Because they changed the surprise. I think they changed what the surprise counts as.
Oh, surprise has changed for the whole game now.
Yeah. It's a lot less brutal.
Yeah.
It's candy ass.
Yeah. I think I've heard that it's a lot easier to tell who's getting surprised and not, which is good because it's been very hit or miss.
I like the old way. I like the fear that would creep into people when they couldn't go for a whole turn, when all they could do was sit there and get hit.
Yeah.
Well, apparently
I think
they disagree.
This one is it's like
you have disadvantage on initiative, I think, right?
Surprise in this one. Disadvantage on initiative.
Yeah, it's a lot more forgiving.
In the new version.
You kind of go later.
You can still go. You're just going to go later. You're probably going to get hit first.
Which I think is a lot more forgiving.
Which means if you're assassin rogue, and since that thing was all tied into getting damage on the surprise, it's probably definitely they'd probably change that. From what
assassin, you used to get free crits on anyone if you move before them in combat, right?
Right.
I think.
Well, not free crits, but like you have advantage on attacks, and if you hit, it counts as a crit.
Aberrant sorcery. Perhaps a psychic wind from the astral plane carried psionic energy to you, or you were exposed to the far realm's warping influence. Alternatively, you were implanted with a mind flayer tadpole, but your transformation into a mind flayer never occurred.
Hey, that's Baldur's Gate 3.
Now the tadpole psionic.
That's Baldur's Gate 3.
Now the tadpole psionic power is yours.
Yay!
Nice nod to Baldur's Gate 3 there. I like it.
They definitely were like, people really like Baldur's Gate.
Clockwork sorcery.
Yeah.
That one made it in?
Oh boy,
that was a weird choice.
Baldur's Gate 4.
Draconic and magic sorcery. At level...
Wait, so wild magic didn't make it in, or
no? Wild magic.
Oh, they get 4.
Wild magic.
I forgot everyone gets 4.
Wild magic's in here.
So real quick for the sorcerer subclasses, did they get spells? Did they get given spells? Because I thought a really strong thing about sorcerers is, they get the bigger numbers. They get the quicken firebolt and all of that. They do get spells. Like half as many spells as wizards.
Yeah, they've got tables for. They don't have their own spell. I mean, a lot of these are wizard spells, but yeah, they have their own.
Hell.
They have their own.
All spells are wizard spells when you think about it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll have to consider that because some of the wizard spells were like encounter winners, like pass wall, like in certain fights. That's just like we can just leave.
It's like the giant's guarding the door over there. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah,
we could just not be here.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm leaving, guys. You guys want anything? I'm going to the 7-Eleven.
Who wants Panda Express?
Yeah, there you go. That's where wizards had their ultimate strength. They had like the utility spells that could solve encounters, on a napkin.
They get better at that though. Like I think wizards now, like if you know a spell at a certain level, once per day you can cast it. You don't have to have it prepared.
Were there any changes to wizard?
Yeah, they've moved from the coast. Now they're Wizards of the Shore.
Oh, God.
No, they moved it to the sword. No, wait.
They have Druids of the Sea.
Real quick, before I flip the Wizards.
Yeah.
Level 1 sorcerers. Innate sorcery. An event from your past left an indelible mark on you, infusing you with simmering magic. As a bonus action, you can unleash that magic for 1 minute, during which of the following you gain the following benefits. Pardon me. So you get all these. There's 2 of them. The spell save of your sorcerer spells increases by 1.
Oh, that's big already. Holy shit, level 1?
You have advantage on the attack rolls of the sorcerer spells you cast.
Oh,
Yeah,
really
you
fucking
get your,
good.
Your power up phase. So
You can use this feature twice, and you regain all expended uses of it when you finish a long rest.
Okay, that's really
you
fucking
get a
strong.
Fun one and like the final boss one, but it takes
You-
your bonus actions.
You just go Super Saiyan twice a day.
You can't Firebolt though.
You're not gonna Misty Step. Oops.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's.
The Fireball's hitting me. I'm just deciding. That's how it's gonna be.
That's just really good. I like that.
All right, so.
That's just base sorcerer too. Wow.
I
like
for
that.
For Warlock, Pact of the Blade, Pact of the Chain, and Pact of the Tome are all invocations.
Right, you're not like bound to pick one. It's like part of a subclass feature. You can skip out on it entirely.
You can have all of them or none of them if you want.
Yeah, I like the flexibility. It seems like it's one of the most flexible classes.
I love it Pact of the Chain, you can get an imp or a pseudo dragon,
and
I take closet or a skeleton.
They don't give you a Traceme, little wing cat.
You can get a Sphinx.
Oh, that's cool.
You can get a Sphinx of Wonder, which I think is the little winged cat.
Well, I always called it Traceme. I don't know.
You can get a Sprite.
Okay, what about? Can I get a Diet Sprite?
I'm gonna get
Sprite Zero.
On this.
All right, so
7-Up.
Let's look here.
And I take it Hexblade did not make it in there.
Archfey.
Yeah, I never liked that one.
Celestial.
Wow, that one made it in.
The problem is you hit allies with the Archfey, which makes it really annoying.
Maybe they fixed it.
Like Archfey.
That's true. It's thematic.
It's thematic.
Yeah.
That tracks. All right. Fiend Patron.
Okay, the classic.
Great Old One Patron.
Okay, so the original 3 got in there. That's interesting. What was the 4th one again? Oh, Celestial. I'm so surprised that one made the cut.
Celestial.
People like the bonus action healing.
They probably thought Hexblade was
who didn't
powerful,
like that?
but they decided not to put it in there.
So they don't have the genie one in here.
It's funny that our party went from having 2 warlocks to having 3 warlocks to having 2 warlocks to having 1 warlock to having no warlocks.
Wizard. All right. So let's see here. All right. Anything specific that you want to know about? You still have a spell book.
Yeah, well, those new spells will take some time. I definitely want to read through all those.
I'm surprised. Are wizards just that powerful that they still have to be limited by some of these ways? I mean,
do you think they were underpowered before?
No.
Then they're probably going to be more powerful than just because of some of the baseline abilities. So they're more powerful as a result.
With them making everything else candy ass, it just seems like, oh, you just know everything and you don't ever have to worry about a spell book.
They're not called sorcerers of the coast.
So I was actually talking with a friend of mine, and I actually did buff wizards in my games. I gave them something. What?
Black Eye.
No. Tempting, but no. I gave them. Where is it?
Herpes.
Tuberculosis.
It was it's like a level 5 feature. Is when you get it, you during a short rest you can swap 1 leveled spell with one you know.
Did they not give a similar ability?
No, they don't. You can have the massive spell list, but you can't. But you have to guess what you're gonna need for that day. You can't be like, all right, we're starting our day in the mountains, hunting orcs, and then by lunch you're like, oh great, I'm in the city fighting oozes.
I am shocked they didn't already have that, because that totally sounds like.
And I was thinking, like, wait, they don't have that to swap.
Level.
That just sounds like an ability they already have.
Level 5.
Wait a minute.
Level 5. Memorize spell. Whenever you finished a short rest, you can study your spell book and replace one of the level 1 plus wizard spells you have prepared for your spellcasting feature with another level 1 plus spell from the book.
They added it.
Okay, so I guess wizards. Yeah. I guess wizards don't start off knowing everything.
Yeah.
So
they have to wait till level 5.
No.
No, they have to.
But they're also prepared casters, because if everybody's a prepared,
yeah,
that's true. Holy shit, their spellbook got a lot bigger.
Well, this was the one that my friend did was it's the same as Arcane Recovery. So my level 8 enchantment wizard could swap 4 slots. So he could swap a level 3 around and swap a level 1 around or 2 2s. But like at least having the 1 in the chamber, like I think that does most of the work.
You get Arcane Recovery still at level 1.
That's good. All right,
really useful.
That's good. So you can. So that's good. I like that you have that because you get the big spell list, but you usually can't swap to like oh I need this for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was always part of playing wizard though.
But it is limited to level. Yeah, it is limited to level 1 spells though. In this case, if you're doing that,
level 1 plus.
So you can't. It basically says you can't do cantrips.
Level
1 plus. Oh, you're right.
Okay. The plus means or above. Level 1 or above. So it doesn't apply to.
You can't do cantrips.
Okay, yeah.
Cantrip formulas is a
cantrip, but you can do
cauldron thing, so you can swap your cantrips around. But I think that's on a long rest, not a short rest.
I think it is too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still, wizards got all their wizardy goodness.
They got their stuff, which is good.
They got their own coast. They got all the cool features. I mean,
they should have their They should have the Swiss Army knife item. They should have the Swiss Army knife spell that's the perfect for the occasion. I think that's where their strength should be.
So your classes are Abjurer, Diviner, Evoker, and Illusionist. I think Diviner's
Illusionist. That was a weird choice.
Wait, where's your necromancy?
They don't do that anymore.
I guess they don't have them.
They also can't do.
Where's my necromancer?
Conjurers.
That'll be in Tasha's bigger cauldron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tasha's bigger cauldron.
Yeah,
twice as much bullshit as before.
You
can just take your action to literally just throw the book at your DM.
that better be in the DMG. There'll be like, oh, here's your way to make evil player characters, and you can put in your
I mean, they said all the old subclasses are still valid, right? So they just didn't make the cut for this book.
Right.
They still exist.
So they didn't But here's the thing: they didn't update half of them for Wizard. That's the thing.
No, they just suck compared to the new ones.
So if you looking at the backgrounds again, if you take the noble background, all right, your ability scores are strength, intelligence, or charisma. You get the skilled feat.
Nice.
Your skill proficiencies are history and persuasion. Tool proficiency is one kind of gaming set. And
Xbox.
Equipment. You get 2 options. A gaming set, the same as whatever you got proficiency in. Fine clothes and perfume and 29 gold pieces.
29.
Or 50 gold pieces.
Yeah.
That's such an awkward number, 29.
Oh, okay.
But 50 gold's good to start out with.
30
yeah.
gold. 30 gold.
50 gold is like basically
you can buy 2 health potions for 50 gold.
Clearly, you want to just take the 50 gold and go naked.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just run out there with your underwear and they pick you from the woods.
Like, I bought 2 potions at level 1.
I do think it's weird. I do think it's weird that noble they have like that strength as an ability score though, and I can understand the intelligence and charisma because that's what the other because that's kind of like because it kind of ties to the persuasion and the history thing.
No, intelligence makes sense because it's not wisdom.
So noble.
Right. Yeah.
Can't add to Constitution.
The noble is the weak blood in them. All the inbreeding.
That I think that's good.
So
that's
it's
an interesting change. It's not, put it into whatever. You have to think about it. Why would your if you're picking a noble, why would you be bulky and thick?
Intelligence and charisma makes sense. Strength is kind of a little bit weird because it's like, but I guess you can say that, well, if you want to be a fighter, if you want to be a fighter or paladin or something, that makes sense. Like you got to build, like a knight or something. That tracks.
When I think of noble, I think of Romeo and the Montagues and the Capulets, dueling the shit out of each other all the time. Like, okay, you can have strength. That's fine. Slapping the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, Roland is. because I'm thinking also comparing to Roland, like if this was applied to him, well, first of all, there wouldn't be any half elves, but strength was. But you have to do intelligence and charisma as you could put it all three if you wanted to.
I'll be honest, I don't like the lack of flexibility. I like the Tasha's version better.
Aasimar. Aasimar don't have wings standard.
Yeah, weird.
Good. You don't want the wing standard. You want to get them. And do they get them at level 3?
Celestial Revelation. When you reach character level 3, you can transform as a bonus action using one of the options below. One of the options below is wings. 2 spectral wings sprout out from your back temporarily. Until the transformation ends, you have a fly speed equal to your speed.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Is it
level 3
how
flying.
long is it? Because they are usually really stingy on fly speed equal walk speed.
I'm gonna guess 1 minute.
10 minutes?
Hang on, I'm looking. 1 minute or until you end it. Once you transform, you can't do it again. You can't do it again until you finish a long rest.
1 minute is
1
minute is the it's now the time. So cool.
That's 10 rounds.
Now
that's 10 rounds.
D&D, much like Eon Hazakosis World of Warcraft pre this expansion, once you grounded.
Yeah.
Doesn't want you flying around. I would be okay with someone not taking this and asking me to take the other one from the previous version. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
It's good because
I don't have a problem with flying at all.
It can be hard to balance around. Some monsters just don't have a way to attack things from far away.
Range for prone thing. I just know that's annoying, so I don't like to
now
the time to threaten people all the time.
Here's the question: Dragonborn also fly now?
They fly now?
Dragonborn, number 1, they get tails now.
I thought they did get tails, so
In our game,
it was
world,
ambiguous.
In our game world, they always had tails. They still do.
Okay.
But classic Dragonborn don't have tails.
Okay.
Right.
So when your character reaches level 5, you can channel draconic magic to give yourself temporary flight. As a bonus action, you sprout spectral wings on your back that last for 10 minutes or until you retract them.
10 minutes? That's a lot more generous. Holy shit.
Or unless you have the incapacitated condition, which makes sense.
Yep.
During that time, you have a fly speed equal to your speed.
That's really generous. Okay,
your wings appear to be made of the same energy as your breath weapon.
So you get fire
poison?
Poison wings?
so yeah, if you're blue, you have like lightning wings. How metal is that?
That is pretty cool.
You have a jetpack,
like lightning wings going around.
Once you use this long
ice
rest,
wings, like icicle stuff.
What would acid wings look like?
You won't see them very long because you won't really be able to see anything soon after that.
I would rule that it actually burns your friends if they're within 10 feet of you. Just the splash.
Yeah.
Just a random splash from them. It burns them, but not in a damage causing way. It's just you're like, ow, what? Ow, stop.
All your friends hate you. Got it.
Dwarfs have wings now too.
Naturally.
Just because they're master race. No, I'm kidding.
Bonus action for a minute equal to their walk.
Yeah. What else?
I mean,
their wings look like basically their beards like folds out and like flaps around.
Did Drow get 120 feet of dark vision before?
yeah, they got superior dark vision.
Okay.
They were like one of 2 races that
they
got
still
it.
have
Do they still have sunlight sensitivity?
In our game, if somebody dared to take one, which I have always said, I am not going to outlaw it, but you better have a damn good character concept, and I don't want to hear, oh, he's misunderstood. And,
What if it has 2 scimitars and a panther named Gwenabar?
Well, one thing that I noticed.
What if I write 12 books about him?
I have a lot of backstory you're gonna have to catch up on.
One thing I notice on here is that
no sunlight sensitivity. Wow.
No, they will. If somebody wants to play them in our game world, they're gonna be.
I mean, in the book though,
they're gonna be evil and they're gonna have sunlight sensitivity.
Evil.
That's just
but the book just says Drow wear sunglasses now.
I don't give a fuck what the book says.
I just think that's such a weird choice.
It's a candy ass choice.
Yeah.
People want to be Drow and be pretty.
They want to be Drizzt.
Cool.
Did they add? I'm curious because there was one other race that got 120-foot dark vision. I think it was the Deep Gnomes. Did they add them to the book? Deep Gnomes? Did they make
Deep Gnomes are not in here.
Well, elves are their favorite children. It's just that proves it. Elves are their favorite children.
Yeah.
Dwergar have 120 feet of dark vision.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're those are the only 3, right? Drow, Dwergar, and Deep Gnomes.
They have forest gnomes and rock.
Interesting.
Gnomes.
Hey, what?
Wow. So they added Drow.
Interesting.
But we've genocided away the Svernifblem or whatever they were called.
Now, did they change the tiefling options too?
Yes, we'll get to those.
They got to glow up too.
All right. So
okay.
So
all right.
High elves no longer get to just pick a cantrip for free when they're born.
When they're born, yeah.
Okay.
They all know. They all know the prestidigitation cantrip. Whenever they finish a long rest, Whenever they finish a long rest, they can replace that cantrip with a different cantrip from the wizard spell list.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's functionally flexible.
That's so useless. Why not just give them the choice to pick?
It means that you don't have to think about it. It's just they have prestidigitation. If you're unsure, they have prestidigitation. If you aren't sure, if you are sure what they have that instead.
Yeah, just take Mage Hand, touch everything.
I'm just gonna let people take whatever they want and be like, you know what?
Minor illusion.
When you went through puberty, you decided you wanted this instead of prestidigitation.
There you go. I felt very felt very firebolty when I was growing up.
It's like, yeah, you don't want your family to walk in on you casting Mage Hand.
All right, so forest gnomes and rock gnomes for gnomes.
I can't believe they just get away with deep. So wait, tieflings get extra sub races, but gnomes get less and dwarves get less.
Well, because tieflings are pretty and have horns.
Justice for dwarves and gnomes.
And they're misunderstood.
Oh wait, do halflings get sub races?
Halflings.
No.
Thematically they do. Mechanically, no.
Dude, what the heck? Why do some? Okay, I'm upset.
Halflings who halflings who prefer to live underground are called strongheart halflings or stouts. Nomadic halflings, as well as those who live among humans and other tall folk, are sometimes called lightfoot halflings or tall fellows.
That's so weird.
Thematically, nothing.
But they don't get.
Some races get new sub races,
but they don't get the same.
Some get less. They've homogenized some. That's so weird. Like adding new ones, I get, but taking ones away.
A little bit late for me, so I'm probably gonna have to head off.
That's true.
Oh, orcs.
Almost midnight.
Okay, orcs. Real quick, Alex. Orcs have a feature called Adrenaline Rush. You can take the dash action as a bonus action.
That's great.
Don't orcs just have that?
They
didn't have that exactly. Wait, so it was a dash action and bonus action. Uses trait number times equal to your efficiency bonus. You gain all use swing for long rest. Can they just do it?
You gain temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus.
That's actually better than what they used to have.
Oh wow! Okay.
That's good. That's
So
good. That's
they're
a
like-
fun charge and whack somebody.
They have 120 dark vision.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Well,
Wait, 120? Why?
Oh, that's
because
that's
deep
a big
gnomes don't
boost.
get it. They're gone.
Because they're
They had to give it to someone.
misunderstood.
They're
and for
not even underground.
for so many years they were
They're
just the
not even
redheaded
underground.
stepchild of racist and its problems.
So they love
and
elves and
they're
tieflings
good.
and hate everyone else.
They have the sombrero hat. How are they gonna? Why do they need it? They need
The hat
sombrero
is. I do like the sombrero. I'll be
I like
honest.
the sombrero too. I think it's unique. I think it adds character. By the way, I didn't realize that this is the default art for orcs in the
Yes, it is.
And the
thing for
what?
monsters. It looks cool, but
They're going to use the same art for monsters?
I don't know.
That's
for
from
this?
Magic Card as well, I think.
Oh, this
which
is
is funny.
That's
That
so
is
much stupid
Mordenkainen
crap.
presents Monsters of the Multiverse. That's
much stupid
orcs.
crap
Yeah.
going on.
Like art.
Yeah, that's from Magic Card too, which I think is kind of cool.
Is it a good card?
No.
No. Well, it looks very
Limited playable, commander playable, but not a heavy hitter.
There you go. Like you can use it. You know, if you got it, you can use it.
It's a card for limited, basically. It's not like competitive viable, but if you pull it in a pack and you're drafting or you're playing sealed, definitely.
You're playing with friends, it'll be fine.
I think that card is like
Good
an orc
friends.
rogue, and you can pay, I think, 8 to make it unblockable.
That seems like a big number.
It's a lot. It's like late game when you really need to get in for that last bit of damage.
Got it. Okay. All right. Let me get going.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
See ya.
So, tieflings.
All right.
Tieflings. You have abyssal, which are demon based. So they're ugly, misshapen looking. Their horns are extra.
Oh, wow.
Rich.
Just shitting on demons.
I mean, that's how they have them in the book. They're just brutish and infernal are the classic tiefling, and
the existing ones, okay.
And chthonic, with your horns are extra curvy and misshapen and lumpy, and you look alien.
Wow, that's not a word you hear every day. Chthonic,
but they are they're more like succubus or night hag, Yugoloth. Or some other
Yugoloth.
Some other neutral evil fiend that's not devils or demons.
I like Yugoloth. So I feel like they're underutilized.
I almost used Yugoloth heavily in campaign 1, but we kind of reshaped the entire. A lot of the campaign got worked around when Thesa decided to be a great old one warlock.
Yeah, that tracks.
Oh, okay. What was it? Because
the Blood War thing was like in the background, right?
I think I understand it with the great old. Right.
Yeah.
I think it was with Alex being
We still got like flavors of that too. We got to fight Demogorgon.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
Killed Sarah.
We will go over.
Yeah. I mean.
Do what? Do what?
No, I was just saying Demogorgon killed Ceres.
He did?
When we fought him. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was his only death.
He got off light.
Oh. Yeah, okay, that's right.
Who resurrected him, Luna?
I remember how we...
No, because she wasn't around. It was, I believe she was too far away to revivify him. I think they brought him to the Legion of Light.
Oh.
This was like right after we hit level 20. I remember I was a little upset because I'm like, damn, level 20 and still got fucking wrecked.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who was the only. I mean, because there was one. Okay,
like our party was split. It wasn't all of us there.
No. But in that campaign, her declared deaths. I mean, so Roland died once. Calamity died, I think, twice or once.
I think he died twice.
At one point, twice.
I think Luna was the only one who walked away with 0 deaths.
Yeah, and I don't think Caesar ever died.
Luna would have gotten killed once, but she had death ward on her.
Yeah, I like that spell.
That's right. Yeah, and I think Junie. What's her face? Vola.
She got power killed once. Yeah,
by one of the drows. Yeah, that's right.
And then her half orc feature kicked in. Where remember where if they're reduced to 0 hit points, they spring back up to 1.
Well, I mean, Power Word Kill doesn't reduce you to 0. It says you're dead.
That's true. Yeah.
I think we just revived her right
dead,
after.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, so
but
let's look at the epic boons here.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
It's hard to see how strong that level 19 ability is going to be.
Everybody gets them.
So also
Everybody gets them.
Also with the feats, right? When you take a feat, every feat comes with an ability score increase now.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It
which
comes
makes them a lot more competitive.
with at least 1 point worth of ability score increase. So it's like they
not the origin one though.
No, not the origin one. No, not this is just like all the general feats. Like if you take you take Chef for example, you increase your wisdom score up to a maximum of 20. They're all increase it by 1 up to a maximum of 20.
Morgan could fucking use that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Skill expert. You gain the following benefits: ability score increase 1 ability score of your choice by 1.
I think the Tosh's version has the same thing.
Skill proficiency. You gain proficiency in 1 skill of your choice.
And I think you expertise in 1 skill too, right?
Yeah, expertise. Choose 1 skill in which you have proficiency but lack expertise. You gain expertise.
Yep, that's the same from Tosh's, I think.
All right, so boon of combat prowess. I don't know if this was a boon or not before.
That was, an older one. It was like you can turn any miss into a hit once per day.
This is increase 1 ability score of your choice by 1 to a maximum of 30. All of these epic boons have a ability score increase to a maximum of 30.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it changes your maximum on whatever that ability score is to 30. All right. 30 is like godlike.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Boon of dimensional travel. Immediately after you take the attack action or the magic action, you can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. So you just get a free Misty Step.
Okay.
Wow. Is it like a bonus action or part of the effect?
No, it's just whenever you attack or use the magic action.
And it doesn't even say once per turn, so you can just punch a guy, teleport, punch a different guy, and then teleport back. Just be Nightcrawler.
You're basically Nightcrawler.
Yep. I would pick one random person on the other side and just like Misty Step over to them or whatever, and just like bitch slap them, smack, and then go back.
Yep.
Thematically, the best use of that ability.
Boon of energy resistance. Increase 1 ability score by 1 to a maximum of 30. You gain resistance to 2 of the following types of your choice: acid, cold, fire, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, or thunder.
I think that's improved over the old one. It didn't give the score increase in it. I think you only picked 1.
A lot of barbarians looking at this one.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
you
can
nerfed my rage.
Days. Yeah.
It's like, you nerf my rage, well, I'm gonna unnerf it.
Boon of fate. When you or another creature within 60 feet of you succeeds on or fails a d20 test, you can roll 2d4 and apply the total rolled as a bonus or penalty to the d20 roll.
That's okay.
Once you
2d4 doesn't seem great.
2d4 average is 4.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
For a level 19 ability, that's I guess it's a powerful ability because you can make someone miss or fail a saving throw, right? But it's not
right. But
huge.
You're talking about the dice itself that you're
right.
using. Yeah.
It doesn't sound that good, but I think it is actually deceptively good.
Once you use this benefit, you can't use it again until you roll initiative or finish a short or long rest.
Shit. Yeah, that's really good then. Okay, yeah, that ability's quite good.
Boon of fortitude, your hit point maximum increases by 40.
Yeah, that's the same.
Okay.
In addition, whenever you regain hit points, you can regain additional hit points equal to your Constitution modifier. Once you've regained these, you can't do so again until the start of your next turn.
That's a slightly better version then. Imagine someone just power word heals you and you get like an extra 5 every turn. That's pretty good.
So every turn you're kind of healing. Is that what that kind of means?
Wait. Think about it this way: you could use a basic healing potion every turn and just get an extra 5 hit points back if your con is.
Whenever you whenever you regain hit points.
Yeah, but you could just use a basic healing potion.
Regain hit points. Got it. Okay. All right.
Boon of irresistible offense. Your strength or dexterity increased by 1 to a maximum of 30. Overcome defenses. The bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage you deal always ignores resistance.
That's useful.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at this level,
I think that's unchanged from the old one.
This is like level 19 when you get this stuff, and at that level, there's, I mean, it's not uncommon to come across stuff that is like resistant to non-magical weapons.
Yeah, but this doesn't just say non-magical.
Yeah.
It doesn't say non-magical, so you can just use regular old weapons on stuff and ignores resistances.
Yeah, you can punch a barbarian and they take full damage.
When you roll a 20, I'm gonna have to leave after this. When you roll a 20 on the d20 for attack roll, you can deal extra damage to the target equal to the ability score increased by this feat. The extra damage's type is the same type as the attack's type.
So
I guess best case scenario, let's say you're a barbarian, right? Level 20, so you have like 24 strength. You increase it further,
right?
And then you have like a +7 damage on that, which isn't huge. Yeah. That's like best case scenario.
But if you think about that, it's all the modifier stuff stacked, right? So you're basically,
I guess on top of what you're already doing,
What you're already doing, So you're basically be adding your ability score modifier to the roll all the time. Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. The old version just had you bypass resistance. So this is bypass resistance and a little extra. So I like it.
Yeah. Great weapon master fighter, or great weapon master changed.
Yeah.
Whenever you hit a creature with a weapon that has the heavy property as part of the attack action on your turn, you can cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target. The extra damage equals your proficiency bonus.
So not +10.
Okay. So it's not a +10.
It is not a +10 anymore.
That's honestly fair. That is more than necessary, because +10 damage potentially at like level 4, or even level 1 if there's a human variant.
But is it fun?
Here's the thing: it's not taking away anything. It doesn't sound like it's taking away that -5 on the attack roll either, though.
It's not giving you a penalty to hit.
Right. It's just a straight bonus.
So I guess in that sense it's kind of a trade-off. But if you're a barbarian and you've got stupid bonuses to hit with your strength, as you do as a barbarian. I don't know. I like that. I think I would let people pick the old one if they wanted to. Think of how much joy Junie had when she played Vola, and she would just be covered in gore and viscera from the amount of damage she was doing.
This sounds like it could be more. It's more consistent damage, but at the same time, you don't get that build that, like you said, they don't get that high of like, oh my gosh, you hit a +10.
It scales a little better too, since it's
less risk or reward. It's less risk and reward kind of thing. It sounds like with this thing.
But here's the thing as well. It's like, think about it where we're at with our current party. We have Brynjar doing 75 damage base, like without having to expend action surge, without having to, all he has to do is like position well, potentially to get advantage on his attacks. 75 damage for free.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Every turn. Considering, I think at Morgan's best, if I roll a crit and roll well on sneak attack, that's maybe 50 to 60 on a crit.
Yeah, because rogues don't scale.
Not that it's like designed to be perfectly balanced, but that's a pretty big disparity considering he gets it for free every turn. 10 damage less on that would be 30 damage to instead of like 75, it'd be 40-ish, 40 to 50 damage a turn. A lot more manageable.
Yeah, because rogues are supposed to be like, rogues are just supposed to be like you hit like designed to hit once with big burst damage and that's it.
Right, but with fighters being able to get multiple up to 6 attacks per turn, that's potentially 60 extra damage from Great Weapon Master.
Bloodied has made it back into the glossary.
Really?
Oh, good. Okay.
So
like doing that thing with the whole
Bloodied is going to be a thing.
Okay, so they're doing the half. So basically, the half damage thing, but Are they going to do like?
Yeah, so it's bloodied if it's at half its hit points or lower. We've already been doing that. I've already been telling you guys.
Oh yeah.
Now, do they add looking rough to the?
I haven't said bloody. I've said rough.
Yeah.
Rough. Yeah.
It's looking rough.
But they're not doing that thing where they did with 4th edition. Like if you get the bloody condition,
no.
Like monsters get the blood edition, they get like extra.
I don't know. The player's handbook doesn't mention it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the monster manual looks like.
Here's the thing.
I hope there's really heavy hit
stuff. I've seen. They did show a sneak peek of like the ancient green dragon.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They have multiple reactions, but they don't have legendary actions anymore.
What? That seems like a serious redesign.
Yeah. So they're giving everybody. They're giving these. They're trying to. It seems like they're getting rid of the legendary actions. But they're giving everybody like multiple reactions.
We will still have legendary actions.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Yeah.
Well, I want to see what they did instead, because maybe they did a lot of something really interesting.
Because here's the thing, they did the same thing because of that neat recent thing with that Vecna campaign thing. They did that similar to Vecna. Like Vecna doesn't get like he gets like
Vecna doesn't get legendary actions.
He doesn't get legendary actions. He gets 3 reactions per round.
I don't think they cleared that with Vecna, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right.
Like you would disagree with that.
But one of the reactions is basically like he has a thing like because they have it shows in there for Vecna. It's like he gets like what they call it's like a version of counterspell that also deals damage.
That makes sense because it's Vecna.
Which makes sense, yeah. But
my thinking is
that's a reaction of his.
Right. My thinking is if they're just changing the name, like changing it from a reaction to a legendary action, it just means like the timing restriction's a bit different because legendary action's only at the end of a turn, right? Where a reaction could be anything that triggers it. So it's just like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It sounds like
we will still have legendary actions, and but the legendary actions are probably going to be more like their baseline attack that they can just do at the end of somebody else's turn, or like it may be like a super thing, like the it won't be I bat my wings and maybe you get knocked down.
Yeah,
because it's kind of weaning.
The other weird thing about when they showed in that stat block was when they're talking about with the dragon's attack thing. You know how they has like you 2 with its with its bite and its.
I liked how one of their reactions was like it exudes gas all around it, like a miasma.
Get farted on,
like an area effect kind of thing. But they call the attacks like it does. They don't distinguish between bite and claw attacks. It's just rend.
Yeah,
it's like rend. It's like 3 attacks.
That distinction's arbitrary. I mean, dragon's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, but the rend attack, the one I saw didn't have like extra like the way it is now. Like a bite attack will do piercing damage, but it will also do poison damage.
You're right.
And the claws will just do basic damage. Rend just does basic damage, from what I remember. And I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
And I mean, they kind of it's almost too simple to fight it with that. Where they did that.
Well, I want to see more. And I'll reserve judgment until I see the whole thing.
Honestly, dragons, as they first appeared in the monster manual, and as they appeared elsewhere, the bite did too little damage compared to the claws. The claws always did more damage, and I was like, "Why is that? Why is that like that? Why does this is a bite? This thing has a massive, giant head."
Well, I mean, could you punch someone harder, or could you bite them harder?
I mean, if you're a dragon,
well,
I mean, think about it.
I've never been a dragon, so
I
wouldn't know.
The other thing, because I'm actually pulling it up on my phone here. What they did there. The other thing is that basically the ancient green dragon gets spellcasting as base.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
I think
some of the adventuring gear gets updated info. Like
I think that,
good. Okay.
I might have to tap out here. It's midnight here in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah, it's late for me too. I gotta work tomorrow too. I need to be in bed. We'll skip it for now.
Okay.
I do want to hear it though. I'll probably buy my own if my LGS has it already.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we will
guys,
talk to you guys later. And hello, everyone who's going to watch us on YouTube later.
Yeah. See you guys next time.
All right. Thanks for sharing all that, George. It was nice to see a little preview of it. Hear your thoughts.
You're welcome. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Talk to you next week.
See you next time.